nice and just say like if they're flanking you or whatever. Because I do know that like I think you get a bonus if you outnumber an enemy.
You do.
Yeah.
You get like a +10, and then you get a +20 if it's 3-1.
Yeah. But like I was basically saying that because in the rules it does directly state that like if you're unaware of the attack coming, then you cannot parry it, which makes sense.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume it's like D&D or Pathfinder, like where like if you're in the middle of combat and like a melee, you're technically aware of it still. You're just having a hard time.
Yeah. One thing also, as well, is you can aim with melee attacks. Aiming is a half action, and it gives you 10% bonus. Yeah. A parrying stance, by the way, is also half action, but you have to do it on your turn. It's not a reaction. Yeah. Only if you have dodge blow trained can you dodge. So you cannot dodge unless you have that skill trained. Yeah. You can't dodge or parry ranged attacks. Attacks are half actions. So, and also, like, you know that little attack number that I've given you. If you increase that, that does mean you can make multiple attacks on your turn. Yeah. Get the name of NPCs. I can't stress that enough, because that's important, particularly if they're an important NPC. If you have a shield, you can parry as a reaction, because shields count as dual wielding in this game. And when you dual wield something, you're able to parry as a free action, so you can use it as a reaction. Yeah. So I put if you dual wield, this also applies, which makes sense. You need to ready your weapons before you can use them in combat. That's super important to know. So if you don't ready your Warhammer, you can't use it. Yeah. Yeah, and that's also a half action. Yeah. And combat isn't static. Rounds are like 10 seconds long. So this is more to just kind of give you perspective. So you're not just standing there whacking at an enemy like a whack-a-mole. Like you're actually like moving around. You're trying to get a good angle. You're trying to get a strike in, that sort of thing. So when you're imagining combat, it's dynamic. Yeah. So you like that's why like you can't or just parry things out of the air and stuff. Like you have to kind of be like ready for it. Okay. So before we get on to the campaign, one thing I'm going to just go through is a little teaser for session 1. So this is to try and give you some like kind of an idea of what session 1's going to be. I know that we're not going to do session 1 anymore because Brian Max isn't here, unfortunately. But I felt like I'd give you this teaser anyway, just as kind of like a nice bonus for the fact that you guys turned up today. So, all right. The universe is one of cosmic balance. Those who seek to upset the order and those who continue to toil away in its underbelly, hoping for some form of salvation to grace their most insignificant forms. To that end, the people of the world exchange and collaborate, constantly going to and from arrangements, and to the perspective of the heavens, they seem like insects trying to defy whatever unspeakable horror that lurks just beyond the borders of their feeble perceptions. It is this horror that is upon the precipice that the various patrons chuckle to themselves as their many playthings go about their lives, seeking some form of validation to their existence. Many a mere mortal, on a pretense of virtue, has sought to dethrone the many writhing forms that occupy the heavens, but to this end, none has been successful. They have yet entered a new maze and new coil, which the swirling vortex of twisted fates ferociously devours time, stealing the breath and seconds of every mortal trapped within its coiled embrace. So, that's a prologue part for the session to try and get you in the mood for Warhammer, to kind of give you a feel and taste of the environment. Hopefully, written it quite well. I thought I was quite proud of it. Okay, so today's session, this is going to be a one-shot adventure. I'm going to be setting this in the Reichland, which is the main capital state of the Empire. This is where the Emperor is actually sat in. You won't be in Altdorf, however. You'll be in one of the outlying towns, which I'm just going to make up a name because I just can't be asked to actually find a real one. And I mean, to be honest, there's probably tons of fucking towns that aren't even on the map anyway because it's big. Reckland is a big place. So, essentially, a witch hunter has gathered you in his chambers to give you an assignment. And all three of you are standing in this somewhat... It's not exactly like the nicest place. This seems like to be like kind of like a hidden base of sorts. It's made of thatch, but it's slightly dilapidated. There's like some damp in it. There's some mold kind of in the corners, that sort of thing, because the moisture sort of gets trapped inside. And you see like a few glowing braziers as the witch hunter basically gathers you three here today to deliver the assignment. He looks upon you and he looks at the orc and he says, okay, first things first, to get this started, I know that you have a fairly unusual friend accompanying you. And I don't just mean your Chaos Dwarf. He points at you, Azul. Nevertheless, I am still here to trust you with an assignment, as you should be well aware that I'm more radical than my more puritanical brothers, so if you do this for me, then I'll know that you indeed have the righteous glory of Sigmar behind you, and you're not heretics of any sort. He kind of looks down at you again, Azul.
The elf sneers as well.
He then straightens, and he says, I will present to you three with a rosette. It bears my seal. This will allow you to basically go unmolested throughout the human towns. You'll still get some strange looks, of course, but this will mean that the people won't be instantly hostile to you. So he kind of snaps his fingers, and a servant kind of brings like these three kind of rosettes on like a silken pillow. She looks quite fancy, to be honest. And they bear like the the Witch Hunter's Quest. I almost went 40k there for a second. the Witch Hunter's Quest. And the servant basically pins the crest upon like each of your like left pauldrons. So although when he comes to you, Glad, sorry, I should be using your fucking characters' names. Hold on. I'm actually not signed into Roll20. I really should. Ugh. I kind of... I know, that's like one of the things I should have fucking prepared, but like I've been kind of getting people in. Anyway. What's his name? Rankin, that's it. Rankin, okay. He tries to like put the rosette on you, but he's actually kind of struggling. Do you help the servant, or do you just watch him struggle with disdain?
He's got no idea what the servant's doing, so he's just gonna let him struggle.
Okay. About 5 minutes pass. Eventually, he managed to pin the rosette upon your breastplate, and he kind of snaps back at the servant, and the servant just sort of bows solemnly towards you and retreats back into the shadows. He then proceeds to say, we have been hearing some rumors that there is a cult operating within the town. It's in one of the dilapidated blocks where he kind of tries to think of the word. It's like a halfway house. No, it's kind of like a youth hostel. So like this is where like people could get like cheap housing, basically. Yeah, in a way, but they don't have Motel 6s in Warhammer. It's basically just like a big building for like for people to sleep in, because This used to actually be like a mining town, so there used to be a coal mine that was actually fairly successful in the area, and this is one of the habitation buildings which the miners used to sleep in. Essentially, it's like kind of like a shared communal area. However, since the coal was all dug out, of course, you know, the building was basically just given to disrepair since there was no need for it anymore, since it's a fairly small town. Like, they don't really need the space, so they sort of just left it there to rot. So the witch hunter basically continues and says, "We have reports that there is a cult that are dwelling within this premises. My sources indicate that we believe that the cult is aligned with Nurgle."
Nod. Just, of course it is. Why wouldn't it be?
And he looks at you and is like, "I'm sure that your kind and our kind aren't exactly on the best of terms, Elf. But as your people have fought chaos many times, you understand that our situation is rather dire, is it not?"
That's putting it lightly, but yes, I understand the circumstances.
He nods.
It's not Witch Hunter. I'll track down your cult.
He nods graciously and he thanks you, and he says, If you succeed in this task, I'll make sure to know that your band are indeed servants of Sigmar, and definitely upstanding citizens within the Reichland, and I'll make sure that you could be able to travel this province unmolested. So he's essentially giving you a free pass because of the fact that, like, you're kind of traveling with a Chaos Dwarf, and to be fair, the Chaos Dwarf could probably hide his sort of mutation, but the Orc is kind of a bit harder to fucking sell to people. Like, yeah, like, this is why I sort of came up with this scenario, because I needed to find a fucking reason as to why an Orc would just be wandering around a human settlement in broad daylight without being molested. Yeah, so that's why the witch hunter is giving you a rosette. So the peasants aren't going to know what the fuck it means, because of course they're illiterate, but it looks important enough that they'll probably leave you alone. Like, they're not going to be outwardly hostile to you, but they might give you looks.
I'm pretty sure none of us can read or write either.
Actually, the dwarf can. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
What if I said I could write?
Would you like to read the rosette? I'll make you roll your skill, but you can try and read it. All right. Roll read and write, please.
Yeah, I cannot read and write. Is it? I thought you were gonna say your microphone coming through on your stream as well as through the Discord. I don't have your stream open. I mean, I do have your stream open, I just have it muted, so it's coming through on your end. At least it seems like it, because I can hear you speak twice. Still hearing it. I mean, this gives you this weird ethereal thing because you're a Chaos Dwarf. It's fine.
It's under PCs. I've organized everything. Yeah. I'm sorry for trying to put work into this campaign. guess I shouldn't bother next time. You roll read and write. It's an advanced skill. Yes. Because you're trying to read something. And, it's not exactly in, like, the plainest English. Or plainest Reichspiel, I should really say.
Okay. Wait. Submit, there we go.
Hey.
I got 25.
Well, fuck. Now I have to think of a name for this witch hunter. Okay.
Ha!
And you were telling us
I've got
his name.
I'm just thinking
okay, yeah,
of
but
rude
what
things right now, like
about one-shot adventure? Do you not understand? Like, I'm having to like make up a lot of this.
I'm just being a dick. Oh no, I'm just being a dick.
Okay. So the seal says, by order of his most holy tribunal, I hereby dub this individual as an agent of Sigmar's witch hunters by the order of Hermann von Kist.
Hermann von Kist.
Von, not von.
Oh, von Kist.
Yeah.
So that's Reichspiel.
Yes.
Okay.
It's in Reichspiel, but I still made you roll for it because again, it's like it's very flowery.
I gotcha.
So it's not common speak.
Okay.
So, I mean, you could give this information to the rest of your party members if they really want to know, but otherwise, yeah,
all right,
that's
I'm
what
gonna tell them. All right, so apparently it's from some dude named. Okay, wait. What was his name again? I'm sorry.
Hermann von Kist.
Hermann von Kist. Okay, I'm gonna write that down.
Okay, so the witch hunter gives you a look, dwarf, that's like, you're talking to him, dipshit.
I would say it's like, oh, someone named Hermann von Kist.
Yes, that is me.
Just like a snarky, like, obviously, like, gesture towards the dwarf, like, oh yeah, somebody.
He's like, all you humies look the same.
He rolls his eyes and he just tells you to get the job done, and he hands the dwarf the contract, since he sees that you can read, and the contract basically just details exactly what he said to you. So he told you about the cult. He told you how to get to the building where it's located. He tells you like where the town is, which is about it's about a day trek from here. You're kind of like I said, you're in like sort of this abandoned sort of hut-looking structure. This is sort of like a hideout that a lot of the witch hunters use just to kind of lay low when they're undercover.
All right. I think that's good enough then.
Okay, so he snaps his fingers. His servant comes out and he looks at you and says, "I'm here to show you the door, boss."
That's good. That's wonderful.
Hey, he kind of looks at you fairly humbly and meekly and sort of leads you towards the door, and the witch hunter kind of just retreats back into the darkness.
All right, and then
so basically, like you're led out by his servant, and you're now on a path where it's fairly flat. It's like a grassland, so you see some fields like over. You see some trees kind of dotted around, but it's not like dense forest. It's quite sparse. So it's very green. Think British landscape, British countryside.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we're in a pretty area, and we are doing stuff.
Yes, you'll probably want to head to the town.
Okay, so
Yes.
let's all head to the town then.
How far a trip is the town?
It's a day's journey.
Alright, I guess we pick up a day's worth of rations just to make sure we're, supplied. 2 days worth, actually.
Okay. If you want to do that, I will make you roll a perception in order to locate, grubs, and then I want you to roll an outdoor survival.
Alright, I have both
So
of them.
it's an extended skill test. So if you wish to do that, you can do that. Otherwise, the other two, you can roll perception, just see if you can manage to see anything or not.
Perception 17.
Okay. You can roll outdoor survival and see if you because you find some things like mushrooms and berries and that sort of thing.
Do degrees of success matter?
No,
Alright,
not in this.
I got
Okay,
a 4.
so
I got success.
You managed to find 3 days worth of rations.
Fantastic.
And you basically have like a little sack, and you put them in, and they're basically an assortment of nuts, berries, and mushrooms. And because you rolled well on your outdoor survival skill, you actually know that none of these things are poison.
Oh, good.
Yes. Because if you have fucked up that skill, then I might have just given you a poison mushroom and not told you.
So I give the orc the poison mushroom. It's what they eat for fun.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Who else succeeded? Oh, did you roll? Hell's your name again? Grom. Did you roll perception, Grom?
Did I roll perception? No, not yet. Give me one
Would
sec.
you like to roll perception?
Yes, let me roll perception.
Okay.
Perception. TC's perception. I know you're here somewhere.
So, Rankin, you basically spent the journey picking your nose and looking at the floor.
Oh.
I think Rankin's my favorite character next to mine. Because he does exactly what he just wants to do.
Actually, I'll be nicer. Okay, so you managed to dig out a pretty big looking booger and you feel quite proud of yourself and you flick it.
Oh, that is amazing.
Yeah.
Rankin is my hero. Officially.
You succeeded as well. Okay. Do you see? You notice you notice that the lands are fairly calm. It doesn't seem to be bandit territory. There's not a lot of kith bands in the area. So they're not going to molest you. Skaven aren't really known to be here either. And you're unlikely to find forest goblins as well. So you're in a fairly safe part of the country.
Okay, so no Skaven, so we don't have super rats, basically, which is good.
Yeah.
Because
So no Skaven, no goblins, and no, wood elves.
Rat ogres.
Oh god.
Well, no, they're definitely not any rat ogres. You're fine.
That would be
So, yes.
really bad.
So you walk for most of the day, and night falls, and you know that you won't be able to make it to the town. Basically, you won't be able to make it to the town through the night. You'll have to camp before you can make it to town.
Okay.
So yeah, basically the day was fairly uneventful. Lilith just kind of went off, scouted ahead. She found there's some grub for you. So literally all three of you could actually eat for free today. So it doesn't actually go into your rations. And by the way, I want to make this clear. By the way, if any of your items that you currently have on you are consumed in this adventure, note it down in your journal, not your character sheet. Otherwise, I will assume that they're just gone. Okay. And since I
have
did
a journal right here. here. Yeah, I see it. Okay.
Yeah.
And
since I said that this adventure is non-canon, that means that like anything that you use today will not be used in the main campaign. I want to make sure that you don't get rid of items that you currently have, because like I said, if they're not in your character sheet, then you technically don't own them.
Okay, so I can just note this down.
Yes.
You know what? Wait, how does this character sheet work?
If you guys need me to explain that again, I can, because I know that's like I kind of worded that weird.
No, it's good.
All right, so everyone understand? We good? All right.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, as I said, Lilith basically brings you guys back, and you thank Lilith, and you basically engorge yourself on berries and nuts and mushrooms, and it's quite tasty actually. You will have high spirits about what's going to happen to you, especially knowing that like, well, actually, fuck, like, does anyone actually know about Nurgle? Does anyone have any forbidden lore?
I mean,
like
I'm a Chaos Dwarf. Shouldn't I know about Nurgle? I worship one of the Chaos Gods.
Well, Hasha isn't a Chaos God, that's the thing.
I thought he was Zeech, just in a different form.
No.
Oh well.
He's his own entity.
Okay, well, that
Yeah.
works. I really need to read up my fantasy lore. I am Warhammer 40k through and through.
No, that's fine. So, okay, alright. So, if no one has any appropriate lore, so you can't really find out more about it. Alright, so basically
hey, I'll be right back. I just gotta grab something real fast.
Alright.
Is there any like common like knowledge?
Yeah, you can, actually, if you have common knowledge empire, like I'll let you like roll to see like what this town, like what the town is, like what the kind of the population, maybe like the population density of the town, or like what their main source of trade is, that sort of thing, like what you'll typically find there.
No, I mean, is there like common knowledge about Nurgle that say like wood elves would know that humans would know, or is it all like if you haven't studied it, you don't know anything?
If you haven't studied it, you probably don't know anything, because this is like information that is suppressed. Like even, I would argue, even in Elven territory. Like I feel like elves at least understand chaos exists as a thing. So you've got that over like basically most of the other races, but you don't know necessarily the nature of it, because the problem with chaos corruption is that it's insidious, and sometimes it can just happen simply from being aware of its existence.
Gotcha.
Which is why witch hunters exist. Like, they're not just authoritarian and brutal for no reason. They actually do have a very fucking good reason to be.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Because as I said, even if one person actually like understands the nature of chaos, like that can actually be enough to cause a demon invasion if it's severe enough.
Fun.
But that's the thing with Warhammer, is that the warp has always been kind of a MacGuffin. Like it sort of does what it wants in a way. Which is why, like, you have to be really careful when you're writing any sort of stories around the warp, because it's very easy for you to say, like, okay, well, chaos demons.
Yeah.
But if it's in a particular area, or if it's during the Gemensnacht, then it's more likely to be justified for there to be chaos demons, because the Gemensnacht is known to like a lot of different races by a lot of different things, but that's when the two moons, Morslieb, are up in the sky. And one's like green, and it's seen as a dark omen to most of the races.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm starting to get the hang of the fantasy lore. It seems to be a little bit more, it's different than 40k, but it's got a lot of similarities.
Yeah, certain things, at least.
Wow.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So, is everyone here? Is everyone ready?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. So, one of you fuckers, well, you guys need to kind of rotate your guard. So, currently it's like early evening, so you'll need a guard for the night, and then you'll need a guard for the early morning. So, a total of 2 guards, basically.
All right, I'll guard for the night.
Okay.
I'll guard for the early morning.
Okay.
I guess
So-
I'll go for the early evening then.
Okay. Cool. So Rankin's first, then it goes elf, then it goes dwarf, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically,
Make sure you
the
know
three
that.
non-humans are actually doing work while the other human just sits on his lazy ass and sleeps.
Oh no, Brymax isn't even here. Like I've like he's not in this adventure. Like
Oh, so
basically,
he didn't even show up. Oh, I see how it is. All right, I get it.
well, no,
I get
no,
it.
no. You just have no update. You have no awareness of
Basically.
him. Like it's as if like he never existed.
Oh, like the Matrix. Gotcha. All right, I'm
Yeah.
following. Yeah.
Because this is a one-shot adventure. So like
Okay.
everyone who's not here basically isn't participating right now. So they're not physically here. This is the
Okay.
only reason. It's the only way I can fucking justify this.
Yeah. I mean, it's just early morning here, and caffeine has in my blood, so
No,
I'm
no,
half
dude,
brain dead.
you're good.
Yeah.
And this is like the first one you've been in.
Yeah.
So
Pretty much
Um,
at this point.
yeah. And also forgive me if like I have to take a moment to pause to think about things because as I said, I'm kind of making all of this up as I go along. It's just today I've had like an extra hour to like consider things.
That's fine.
All right, so Rankin, since you're first up for Night Watchman duty, I want you to roll a perception. Okay, failure.
Oh.
You fall asleep.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you fall asleep. However,
I count squeakies. Go
nothing happens. So you're lucky, but you do fall asleep. Now, when it's your turn to get up, Alf, you see that the orc is kind of shirking his duty, and he's fallen asleep. So how do you react to that?
Give him a sharp kick to the thigh to wake him up.
Rankin? Do you wake up?
No.
No? Okay. Like you just see this hulking mass of like pale green just snoring, and he just doesn't even look fucking perturbed.
Just look kind of like, just like, almost incredulous. The fact that it's like, wow, like we would have died, and then just like, are there any like? Well, no, I don't know how to read it right. Never mind. Just kind of like, just I guess
You can
climb a tree and just do my guard duty from above.
Okay. I'll have you roll a strength. Wait, is it? What would that be? Like, is there a climb skill?
I mean, there's sheer surface, but
Yeah, it's not really a sheer surface, so I'll just have you roll strength.
oh, do I get any advantages for the fact that I'm an elf climbing a tree?
No.
All right, I'm probably gonna fail climbing a tree then. Yeah. I can't climb a tree as an elf.
Luckily, like, there's not really much of a penalty because you basically just sort of like jump, like kind of up in the air, going You don't really get anything done. You kind of feel a bit stupid, but thankfully, no one's watching.
Apparently, an elf who can't climb trees.
Yeah. So.
All right, so I feel dejected that my wood elf roots. I am a failure at my culture, and I will just vanguard you normally.
You do feel like some sort of like satisfaction of the fact that no one saw you do this. So like you can at least bullshit people into thinking that you're good.
Yeah. All right.
You're a real elf.
Yeah, I'm a real elf. I can't climb trees.
All right. So you go on
Yogurt
guard.
also can't climb trees. I would just like to point that out.
All right,
What's that?
Nothing. It's a yogurt. Yogurt can't climb trees either. So you're in kind of the same category.
Roll perception.
I was
elf.
going somewhere with this, but I don't know where.
Failure.
Oh, you failed. Shit. Okay. Well, you don't fall asleep. You basically just sort of like. I think you're still feeling dejected by the fact that you couldn't climb that tree, so you sort of half-ass your duty. Like, you don't really... Especially since you're still annoyed that that orc is like, well, fuck it. I mean, if we're gonna die here, we may as well die here. It's not like anyone else is giving a shit, is it? So that's sort of what you think to yourself. And you kind of half-ass it. However, you do hear a rustle.
Alright, I'll,
This is sort of just before, like, early morning. Like, it's not yet the dwarf shift. However, it will soon be in about an hour.
I guess, I'm obviously not able to find, like, where the rustling comes from then, correct?
No, you just hear a general rustling.
Can I try to, like, just... Can I take, like, just take 10 and climb a tree normally?
Okay, I'll allow you to attempt it again. Roll strength.
I mean, like, is it really that hard that I have to roll, or is it something that's trivial?
Well, yes, because you are climbing a tree. Like, trees aren't really known for, like, being easy to climb.
Alright. Oh, I did it!
Okay, you successfully climbed the tree.
Oh my god.
And, something comes out of the bushes. It's a bunny. That's it. That's all it was. It was a bunny.
I eat the
thank
bunny.
God.
The bunny slowly enters the orc's mouth.
The orc's mouth slowly closes.
Orc isn't actually asleep. Is still asleep, so no.
You know, he's just Venus flytrapping it. It's like
The bunny doesn't have a death wish. It's just a bunny, okay? And it kind of flops about and then it just sort of darts back into the bushes and runs off. And that's it.
Alright, so then I guess I'll just like finish my watch like up in this tree and then like
Yep, and basically after this happens, because it probably takes you about 15 minutes to just climb the tree, and then you see the bunny, which takes like another 15 minutes as you're sort of staring, again feeling fucking stupid for overreacting.
Well, I was trying to climb the tree for other reasons, but
Well, true. I mean, to be honest, it's like
he climbs the tree because he likes it.
Plus, I
because
don't
I'm
think the
an elf.
The
dwarf
tree likes it too.
Wait, who was the... Yeah, no, it was the dwarf, yeah. So the dwarf was the one who actually sensed that, like, you know, there was no hostility there, and I guess he just didn't give that information to you.
No,
That's it.
Yeah. That's why I've been super nice to you, because it's like, I know that this area is not very hostile, so you're not likely to get attacked.
Yeah, but I don't know that.
Yeah, I know. Which is why I'm glad that you're role-playing that. Well done. Thank you.
But when it's my when it's my shift, is already just like toss like a rock like towards the dwarf to wake him up.
Okay. What would that be? I guess ballistic skill. Yeah, you can
do it.
Yeah, you can do it in ballistic skill. So like it's about 15 minutes until it's shift anyway.
Ballistics. How good am I throwing rocks? I'm alright.
Okay. You hit him in the shin. It gives you a bruise, but it's superficial. It doesn't actually damage you. However, you wake up in a bit of like in some pain.
I'm not trying to hurt him. I'm trying to get his attention.
Well, yeah, it's a rock, dude.
Yeah, it's a small rock. It's fine.
Okay.
Rock still
All right.
hurts.
When I meet
rub some
you,
dirt in
okay,
it.
I'm gonna throw a rock at you and see how you feel.
That's fine.
Okay, so yes, some asshole in a tree fucking threw a rock at you. How do you react as you wake up? Grom.
Oh,
Yeah, this just happened to you, dude. It's like the elf threw a rock at you and woke you up,
oh,
and it hit your shin, and it kind of gave you a small bruise.
oh, okay. So I kind of wake up, a little crabby, cursing up a storm. Looking down, I spot the rock, and I look around all confused, not sure exactly where it came from, since I'm rubbing the sleep from my eyes, and all the eye gunk that built up because I'm a dwarf, and I have excessive eye gunk. I don't know if that's in the lore, but I'm making it lore now.
Excessive eye gunk.
Okay, we'll just say he's alright. You didn't sleep very well, I guess.
No, I did not. I actually was having quite a bit of nightmares here.
Alright.
Or something. It looks like I'm pretty disturbed anyway.
Okay.
So then I yell loudly, "What the hell?"
It's your shift.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Fine. I'm ready. I'm ready for it. So I grumble up, still rubbing the sleep from my eyes, and I kind of shanty over to the tree, where I kind of plop down right in front of it, and just kind of lean my back against it.
I just want to clarify, is this the same tree that the elf's in, or is this a different tree?
It's the tree that... It's a different tree, not the tree that the elf's in. It's a tree that's facing the tree that the elf's in.
Okay, so you are sitting on the tree, which is opposite the elf, and you're staring at her as she kind of just sleeps.
Yeah, and I kind of like just start fiddling with like a piece of wood, maybe even whittling it down, just briefly, before I put it away and actually start doing my job.
Okay, do you have a knife to be able to whittle?
I do. I'm using my axe.
Oh yeah, you have
axes. Yeah.
You haven't. Okay, fine.
Yeah. It's very.
Well, I won't make you roll for it. You whittle just some doodad. It's
some very.
Maybe you. Yeah, maybe you could pass it off as abstract art in Nuln.
Yeah, I was more doing it just because I was like trying to look busy and nonplussed because the elf disturbed me.
Okay,
but,
that's cool.
Yeah.
Eric, roll perception.
I love I got the 3D dice on here.
Roll perception. Azel.
Roll perception. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Because you're on guard duty right now.
Oh, that's right. Jesus Christ. Okay, sorry, man.
It's cool.
There we go. I figured it out.
Okay. You yeah, you basically just fall back to sleep because you've fucking had enough of this.
Okay, that makes sense.
You got woken up by an asshole, and you don't even care if these people live or die. So again, you just fall asleep.
Okay.
All right. So morning comes, you'll wake up. The orc, by the way, had the best sleep of all of you, so he feels fucking awesome right now. But the other two, you sort of just wake up crabby. I'm not going to make you roll to climb down the tree since, like, I think that'd be a bit too harsh. So you basically just jump down and just sort of land gently. But, and you're kind of yawning and just slowly packing everything up, glaring at each other, knowing that, like, it's going to be a fun ride. And,
well, at least nothing happened during the night.
No, you're not even going to mention the bunny incident, or is that secret?
That's a secret. I know enough about dignity to not mention that a bunny scared us all.
No, your character isn't aware of that. I was talking to Lilith. Because Lilith was the only one who was awake when that happened.
Oh, okay, so
yeah.
I don't care.
So, okay. No reaction. Everyone's just silent. All right. So you'll head to town, and it's a fairly small town.
Oh, I'm muted.
Oh,
I thought you were just ignoring me.
No,
okay.
We love you too much, man.
All right, I'll give you this one, but next time if you're muted, I'm just gonna continue without you.
Yeah, I was trying to say the orcs. This is like, oh, did you have a good sleep there, orc?
Yes.
How'd your guard shift go?
You see him think, but then kind of get frustrated because he can't remember anything. I don't know.
That's because you didn't guard duty.
I'm kind of sitting there just like nervously tenting my fingers.
Trying to fall asleep next time. Fortunately, we were safe. The only thing that happened today was just a rabbit came through, but hopefully that'll be the end of it. Bigger rodents than that around here, I imagine.
At least it wasn't no damn Skaven.
Right.
Do dwarves talk with a Scottish accent? What do they do in Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, I mean, you can. Like,
I think in all lore, they're Scottish.
Oh, really? Well, you know what? I ain't doing a Scottish
cliche.
voice.
You could just use your normal voice. You don't have to do an accent.
Okay, all right. No.
Yeah, I'm just a nerd, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Works for me. Maybe I could be a Jamaican dwarf. No, let's not do that. Normal voice. No ideas right now, Azul.
Hey, Dad, here to talk to you about the chaos.
Okay.
All right.
Continuing on.
Moving on. So yes, you reach the town, and it's quite quiet there. The orc gets a fucking ton of looks. They're terrified of you, but they don't. They see that you have the rosette, and they sort of they give you a wide berth. Okay, so you know that no one's really gonna fuck with you, and you basically enter the town, and you see like a few just basic peasant buildings. You know that this isn't a very it's not. The town's seen better days. Like I think at its glory, it was a fairly larger town, but since the coal mine kind of dried up, which you actually do see, like the coal mine's actually like sort of off the center of town. Like you can kind of see like sort of the outline. You see it's like so boarded up and stuff, and there's like signs everywhere. So you know that like it's basically been condemned. Like it just does some work there. And you also spot the building that you're supposed to be investigating, which is actually not too far from the coal mine in question. However, you do see like a nicer looking building. You determine that must be the governor's house. Again, it's not a manor, because again, this is a fairly poor town, so it's just a nice house. Like it would be the equivalent of like a normal city, like city block in Altdorf, basically just put in this town.
Okay.
So middle class.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but everyone else is dirt poor. Like, you see most people kind of in rags, and they live in, like, sort of ramshackled hovels and stuff. Although you do see occasional brickwork buildings, and they're usually, like, shop owners, and they're kind of lower middle class. Like, so they're not as poor as the peasants, but they're not exactly doing well either, because they know that basically they have to give a lot of their bread for free, because you know they feel bad for their neighbors, because a lot of their neighbors can't actually afford the bread, so it's not like business is actually doing too well. However, the reason this town's even able to survive is that it is actually currently situated on one of the main trade routes that does lead into Altdorf, so they do get a little bit of hustle and bustle, and mostly they kind of get a lot of their sales from pretty much just pressuring like travelers, that they kind of like. Yeah, so they kind of like go up to you and say like, you buy this now, please buy this, I have a wife to feed, that sort of thing.
Gotcha.
So yeah, think maybe like favela, like in Latin America. That's sort of like the kind of thing I'm trying to portray. But of course, like, since this is the Reichland, like more in the kind of like Germanic sort of look. So like it has certain aspects of Gothic architecture.
Gothic Brazilians, got it.
No, I meant I described the favela as in like kind of like how poor it is. That's a description of how poor it is. It's not a description of the architecture. The architecture is more Gothic.
Okay, so poor Gothic Brazilians, got it. All right, there we go. No, I get what you're saying. I'm sorry. I just love the description, man.
Okay.
All right.
Well, this is why I'm a GM, hopefully, because I'm good. I have a good imagination, let's say. Anyway, where do you go? So, yeah, where do you go? So you have a governor's house. You have the main building. do you want to just head there? Do you want to find out some more information about it? Because the government might have some more information about it. Would you like to pick up on some rumors here? You do see it's not a tavern, actually. It's kind of like a cafeteria. And this is where like most of the peasants kind of eat. So you could probably like go there and see if you can find out some information as well. So yeah. Or you could maybe talk to like one of the people in the market stalls, because you do see like a couple of market stalls like up in there, and you see some people like exchanging very, very low amounts of fucking money, like coppers, really, and they get like maybe like half of like loaf of bread, which is slightly gone off. Like it's only a little bit hard.
It's only about half mast.
Yeah. So what do you guys do?
So just determining like what skills would be used for what. Like, if I just wanted to eavesdrop on people and like just see if I can pick up anything without actually engaging with anybody, what would that be?
Gossip.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm not very good at that.
Unfortunately, Brymax isn't here because Brymax has a fucking massive skill in gossip.
Wait, let me see what my skills are. I don't even know. This sheet's so much different than Dungeons and Dragons. Give me a sec.
Yeah.
Alright. I am not skilled in gossip. At all.
Basically, Owen's probably going to be better than me, I think.
Hey, actually...
You know, I'm really skilled in channeling. I could just, no.
Channeling's to do with magic, but just so that Rankin doesn't feel left out, Rankin, you see a strong man. And the strong man seems to be wearing, like, a leotard.
Oh, beef boy. Beef off.
And he kind of gestures to you. I don't know how law-friendly this is, but I just wanted fucking having Rankin something to do, because I feel kind of bad. All right, so the strong man kind of gestures over to you, Rankin, and he kind of has, like, these weights sort of all around and says, like, hey, if you can lift these weights more than I can, Orc, then I'll give you 10 silver.
Ooh.
So he's offering a competition with you, Rankin. Do you accept?
Yes.
You accept. Okay. So you have
Rankin so much.
So you have 3 weights, okay? You have no idea how fucking heavy they are because you're an orc, you can't read. So he gets the smallest one, he picks it up like a baby, and then he kind of tosses it into the center of like the town. And he's like, "Here, try and beat me with beat me with that." So he gestures to a one that's a similar sort of size, and he's basically asking you to throw it.
Very poor choice of words. Yeah, try to beat me with this. Okay. Just beats him to death. Oh no.
I may have to roll intelligence for that.
Oh no.
Okay, you should totally roll intelligence, because if you get it, that would be amazing.
Well, that would be hysterical and awful.
I meant to say try to beat my throw, but
no, I know.
I'm tired. That was not me. That was not the character. That was just GM.
No, that's it's a normal thing to say, but he's an orc, so like...
Yeah.
So yeah. So would I roll strength to contest this?
Yes.
Or...
So like basically, if you pick it up and you're going to throw it, so that would be a strength.
All right, I'm gonna throw it as far as I fucking can.
Okay.
Whoa.
Success.
Hey.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you managed to toss it like 2 feet like ahead of his, and he actually looks fairly impressed.
I mean, I am an orc.
Yeah. But so he then kind of points you to the barbell, and he squats down and he tries to lift it. And he fails. You see him straining, and it kind of sort of comes up a bit, but it kind of slaps back down onto the earth with like a visible shudder. Like you can feel the ground shake, and he's like, "Oh, God, that's heavy. You think you can lift this orc?"
Rankin, basically having the mind of a child, is going to say yes.
Okay, try and lift the barbell.
I do find eggs for Bart.
Not a horrible failure.
Yeah, but this had degrees of success, by the way. So yeah, you don't even manage to get off the ground. You're just sort of straining there, and you just see the strong man kind of laugh at you and say, like, "Better luck next time, I guess." And then he kind of claps, and three of his assistants, like, you can actually, well, you probably wouldn't be able to tell, but they're actually part of a circus troupe, and they're kind of just passing through the area on the way to Altdorf. And they basically, three men have to haul the barbell away, and they lift up the weights, and they kind of get into their little wagon sort of thing with the horse, and they trot her off, basically. And you feel at least somewhat satisfied you managed to beat like his toss.
Good at swinging, not picking.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry for that aside. I just wanted to make sure Rankin had something to do. So, okay, you guys are going to go on with the mission. So, while he's doing that, you're basically information gathering. So, do you want to go to the cafeteria? Do you want to go to the governor's house? Do you want to pick up on rumor? What would you like to do?
Let's split up and search for clues, guys. I guess I'll talk to.
Well, we do need to get those Scooby snacks for Rankin, after all.
Yeah. I'll go talk to the governor.
That makes me shaggy. Oh my god.
I think the elf's got a bit of stubble.
You're not going to be in Mortal Kombat. It's okay.
Orcs can't actually grow hair.
Oh no, I said the elf. I didn't say the orc.
The elf's a woman. So I tread carefully.
Women can be shaggy. Wait,
okay.
Are we still talking about Scooby-Doo?
I mean, to be honest, I know in the terms of this campaign, the elf is a trap, but anyway.
This is legitimate, not just something you're giving someone shit for, right?
No, I'm just giving him shit.
Yeah.
That's okay.
She is a she. It's just the fact that like the player is a male. I refer to her as an elf trap.
Hey, you know, if you guys like saw my Pornhub playlist, you guys would understand why I have no problem with that.
Okay.
Well, now we know.
Moving on.
So I'm going to go talk to the governor.
Okay, so you want to go to the governor's house. Are you going to join him, or are you going to go to the cafeteria?
Oh god. You know what? I'm going to join him because shit's going to go down.
Okay. So you were able to hide your tusks, by the way, so people aren't just see you as a generic dwarf, so they don't really give a fuck about about you.
About that.
The rosette mainly is for the orc, because again, like he's probably the hardest to justify being around.
Because he's big and green and strong. You know what? Rankin's kind of like Warhammer Hulk.
Pretty much, yeah.
Jeez.
Anyway, okay, so you approach the governor's house, and you knock at the door, and she's not exactly elderly, but she's advanced in her age. A woman who looks quite good, honestly. She's in much finer clothes than the peasantry. She looks quite well groomed. She answers the door, and she actually greets you with a fairly warm smile and says, "Hello, what can I do for you?"
Oh, that's refreshing. Here to speak with the governor, and I kind of just like lean over to show the rosette.
She takes it and she reads it and she nods and she says, "I am her. I am the governor."
Ah, perfect. Thank you kindly. Here to do some investigations of on your town. I'd like to get some more information about this place before we get started.
She nods. It's like, what's this in regarding?
Private matters. Mostly, you said it was a mine?
Yes, it's about the mine, and I also want to kind of congratulate you for not outwardly fucking saying it's a cult. So, thank you.
You're welcome.
Because, like, if I'm gonna be nice here and just say, like, if you just talk to random people about chaos, they're not going to like you very much.
No, I imagine not. But just investigating.
I'm just saying. I just wanted to point that out because it's like I would have given you some XP for that because that's actually fairly good roleplay. Like if this was a genuine session.
Wait, would have? We're not getting XP for this?
Well, no, it's a one-off.
Gasp. All right.
Well, if I kept giving you guys XP when like someone else isn't here, then they're gonna get underpowered.
Yeah, whatever. They should show up.
I think we should just pick Rankin and just
yeah, but it's not Brymax's fault that he isn't showing up.
I'm just being a dick.
I know. But anyway, okay, moving on. So the lady nods and says like, it's a damn shame that the coal actually got dried up there because our town's definitely seeing better years, and I definitely saw it in its day. And you kind of see that she's somewhat forlorn about the subject. You know, it's like something that's certainly hit her hard.
I understand. Now, just here to take a look at the mine, do some brief investigations. Nothing too serious, then we'd be off, but tell us anything about the population here. Any...
Well, first off, she basically gives you full access because you got like fucking witch hunter clearance. It's like she doesn't want more shit in this town. She mentions that like you know the peasants live fairly dour lives. A lot of them are disgruntled, of course, because they're out of work. She's been trying to like keep the peace as much as possible. But the town's guard that she actually has are quite. They're fairly thin in number because when the coal mine collapsed, basically a lot of people emigrated to one of the nearby cities, so they lost a lot of population. So this town is sort of on the brink of collapse, and she's just trying to hold everything together by herself. And she does mention, however, that there was a group of individuals that have been causing some problems within the town. To be fairly critical of her ruling. Basically, they'd say things like, you know, why are you in such fancy dress and fancy clothes than us, and we're in rags and that sort of thing. And they kind of accuse her of being conceited and being like, you know, not caring for the common, the plight of the common people, even though like there's been evidence of her actually fucking working with the baker, which is like the guy that you saw in the stall handing out bread earlier. Reducing prices just so that people could eat. So she's actually doing everything in her fucking power to try and like make sure everyone gets fed. So she's actually a fairly fair ruler and surprisingly not corrupt, which is actually somewhat of a rarity in this territory. But even with governors such as this, they always have their critics. So
tell us about these people.
She nods, and she kind of says that, like, one sort of got, like, is fairly disheveled, his hair's kind of falling out, and she actually identifies him as one of the, ex-miners. And, in fact, actually, the group of people in question are all ex-miners, essentially. And, they still actually live in the building, the mining habitation, out of spite more than anything else. And they tend to not really, like, come out unless they want to cause trouble in the village. Or the town, I mean.
And apart from these individuals, have you seen any possible suspicious activity?
She notes that one of the peasant girls approached her about something that happened during the night. That this girl was, like, about 7, so she was quite young. And she was saying that, like, she could hear, like, monsters, essentially, in the darkness. But, she gave you this information, but she sort of like assured you it's like it's just a child's imagination. You know how active their imaginations are, right?
Yes, of course. And dreams are just dreams after all. Is that not the right?
She nods.
Anyway. But anything about the mine? Anything strange about it?
She said her father was the foreman, hence why she's governor. And he sadly passed away a few years. And pretty much when he passed away, this is when like the miners started to really get rowdy and kind of keep to themselves and sort of cause trouble.
So how many miners stay in the mines currently?
She can't give you a number. Like, because, like, she basically has told the town guard to not let anyone approach the building, because, she knows that these miners have, like, pickaxes and things, and they have been known to, like, swing at people, so to try and keep the situation as under control as possible, she's basically, like, made it off limits to everyone. And of course, like, she's already, like, sent petitions. She actually mentions that she's glad to see that, like, agents of Sigma have actually come to her help, because she's actually been sending petitions for quite a while. So she was getting quite impatient about the fact that, like, no one in the Empire was really doing anything about this. And I think this is something that you now suspect, because of the fact that there is a potential heresy. I think the reason beforehand that no one gave a fuck about the situation is because, you know, they were just being assholes. Like, there wasn't really any connection to cults. Like, now that it's become something that could be potential chaos, now the witch hunters are actually interested.
Right.
Yeah. Because this shit happens all the time. It's like, you get people, you get bandits, you get brigands, you get, like, even bandit fucking kings that operate, like, kind of in more lawless areas within the Empire. So...
That makes sense, but, so this child that you mentioned, though, what was her name? Just curious.
Lucy.
Lucy. And, where does she exactly live?
She kind of points to, like, a group of huts.
Thank you. And do these miners who, sounds like, illegally occupy the mine, do they have, like, a person they call their leader, or anything like that?
She doesn't know for sure, but she reckons it's the man that she basically told you first. So he basically has, like, he's kind of got his hair falling out, like, how do I describe it? It's like he's bald on the top, but he has, like, kind of strands of hair sort of coming down. Like, it's very scraggly and it looks very unwashed. He has also a very big black wiry beard that's not been groomed ever, and small green beady eyes, and a fairly regular size nose, honestly, surprisingly.
Okay.
So she gives you that description of the man, and she also mentions his name is Peter, but it's spelt slightly strange, so I'll give you the spelling.
Peter.
I've never seen Hunger Games, so don't know.
Oh, well. I was drunk.
Me either.
Yeah.
Excuses.
It was fun.
So, I guess my last question I can think of, off the top of my head, are there any other ways into the mine other than the front door?
She shakes her head. A lot of the secret entrances were closed off when the Imperial, like, guild of miners kind of came along, and they sort of made sure that all all the entrances were sealed, all of that. Mostly just to kind of stop people from wandering in.
How did they seal them exactly?
Rocks. Lots of rocks. Like, this was like this has been like that for years, by the way. So this is like this is something that's like been happening like over time. So they've had more than enough time to like make sure that all the entrances were sealed.
Well, we'll be checking on that just to make sure.
Okay. She nods, but she urges caution, as the mine is quite dangerous.
Of course.
Okay.
Alright, anything you'd like to add here? Just gesture towards I'll remember the name. Grom, there we go. Nailed it.
Yeah. Good job.
Anything you'd like to add, or any questions you have for the governess?
Got any grog?
She raises an eyebrow. She
I'll
doesn't
take
really
that
know
as a
how
no.
how to respond to that, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know questions.
I mean, she says, like, I guess he could probably find a drink at the cafeteria. She shrugs.
No, he'll be fine without that. But thank you for your forthcomingness.
Yeah, she said, it's like, well, if I knew that the witch hunters agents were coming, like, I would have prepared something, so I apologize.
I need to apologize. I mean, I like just towards the dwarf. So they sent us after all. It's all right. And I say, like, thank you for your time.
She nods, and she also says thank you for assisting us.
Can I roll a what would I think we determined evaluate was what we're using to like detect if someone's like being forthcoming.
Yeah.
Right. All right. I'm gonna just roll that and see like. And here comes a 99. 76.
Yeah, you don't detect anything really.
Okay. Grom, where's Rankin?
Oh crap.
Rankin's kind of just... Actually, no, I'm not going to do this. Rankin, you tell me what you're doing, okay? Roleplay.
I look around for Rankin, kind of desperately, a little bit.
He's just kind of outside looking at plants and animals.
Rankin, what are you doing over there? Come here. I got some treats for you.
Okay. And I just imagine him... I don't know how to describe it. It's like a bad video game character walk, just like the like from Skyrim when someone's following you.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean by that?
Yes,
Like you walk way too fast, stop abruptly, wait for them to move forward, then walk way too fast to catch up.
Oh no, it's the like full body movement that's unneeded. You're just walking.
I know exactly what he's talking about. He's just in Skyrim. He's playing it for a long time.
Okay. Orc has been acquired.
Just like... Oh, I'm sorry.
There's a non sequitur.
So I guess, well, caught something interesting from the governess. Did you catch it as well, dwarf?
I think I might have missed it.
Well, she mentioned something about a child seeing monsters at night. Could just be the prattling of a scared child, but I'd rather check it out to be safe than sorry. She was very dismissive of it, but well,
I'm sure she like hears this like often from the peasants, or just like them
Exactly.
telling her nonsense. So
right. But you know, I'm a wood elf, so you know,
okay.
dreams are sometimes things to be like revered.
I'm of the mindset that nothing really should be something we overlook at this point. So, I agree. We should check it out. At least we'll get something interesting out of it.
So, three strange adults walk into a peasant hut and try.
No, that's exactly what we're gonna say. So perhaps perhaps you and the orc should distract yourselves with other matters. I mean, no offense, but you're both far more intimidating looking than I am, especially to a child.
You got a good point there. Plus, I don't really like children.
Neither do I.
Rankin might actually end up eating them anyway.
That would be bad.
Probably.
Rankin's just staring off into space.
Rankin seems almost insulted about him eating a child.
Well, maybe Rankin wouldn't eat a child. I'm not really sure if this big lunk is really, really dangerous or really, really harmless at this point.
I mean, you
Rankin,
see
how-
him fight.
Rankin, how are you gonna be offended by that? I've watched you use a
They
squirrel.
actually haven't seen you fight though, because like this is like the first time you've encountered each other again,
Yeah.
because it's a one-shot adventure.
It's gonna get confusing.
Yeah, I know, but
Alright.
like I have to keep it self-contained.
I'm going to be pulling out my journal of whether Rankin is really dangerous or really sweet. This is going to be my list.
But
First one,
thankfully,
then the
in
other.
the actual campaign, you do all know each other, so that's fine. Since you did introduce each other on Sartosa. But, like, for this self-contained campaign, I've basically just assumed you guys just knew each other, because, like, I didn't want to fucking go through that again.
So, let's go, why don't you guys, scout around a little bit. I do want to check on the secret entrances to the mines, so actually, if you want to go back to the governess and see if you can get her to mark a mapping of where all the entrances are, if she's willing to provide that information.
Or if she even fucking knows that information.
Well, yeah, exactly. But so we can find out what she knows, check on them, make sure they're still sealed, because
Okay.
it'd be a lot easier to sneak into a mine if they didn't think we knew that we were coming.
So this is what you're telling the dwarf to do.
Well, suggesting. He doesn't have to, but I'm suggesting.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to, like, go find... And I was like, and then we'll meet back here in... Well, 20 minutes or so.
Sounds good. I'll take Rankin. We'll go off to the little adventure.
Okay.
And
So,
then, I guess I'll
Rankin,
go look for the child.
you basically hold his hand.
I kind of, like, look a little shocked at the moment, but then just kind of shrug. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, you've just got a big overgrown child that seems to have like the tarred strength of like 5 Mount Rushmores.
That is awesome. Oh my God. Rankin is our Hulk.
Yay.
Okay.
Hey, he's only technically 5% stronger than the elf.
Alright, so you and the orc go back to the governess's house, I guess, or what do? Do you listen to the elf, or do you do your own thing?
What did the elf say again? Remind me, elf?
The elf basically suggested that you should go back to the governor's house to try and like get a map of the map of the mine, but you don't technically have to listen to her. Like you can just go do your own thing.
Exactly.
Well, no one said we can't look for a map of the line. It's broad.
So you're going to attempt to do both.
Yes.
Okay.
In which order?
I'll say, alright, well, if you want to find booze, like I'm going to make you roll for a perception check.
Ooh, and I have very high.
At -10, by the way, because you're just randomly like looking in the fucking center of town, so there might not be a stool for it.
Okay, let's see. Roll
An impoverished town that doesn't have a lot.
And I assume there's no, like, tavern or, like...
No, the closest thing they have is a cafeteria.
Yeah.
Mostly because GM doesn't want a fucking tavern again to be cliche.
Damn it. Can there be degrees of success here? Like, I find some, like, shitty grog?
No, you basically don't find anything.
Damn it. Alright, well,
It's an impoverished town, dude. You're unlikely to find much here. Okay, so you go back to the governess's house. Lilith, okay, you go towards the peasant huts that the lady pointed at, and you see a few peasants there, and they kind of give you like a sort of uneasy sort of smile. I mean, she just pointed to a group of huts. You don't know which specific hut this child's in. You have no idea who their parents are either, so I guess you approach just a random peasant, and it's a man, and he kind of looks at you.
I guess I would want to just like walk around first, just take in the general like the landscape of the peasant huts and just see like the condition they are, like how everyone's acting and behaving.
I mean, they're basically just toiling at this point, like they're doing like kind of little things. I mean, you might even see a couple of people like trying to like fruitlessly grow crops, but because the soil is so fucking bad, it's like they're pretty diseased and looking wilted and stuff. But you sort of like admire their tenacity that they're just continuing to do so anyway, despite the odds. You see like a couple of women sort of gathered together washing clothes, that sort of thing, and over a stone. You see some children playing. Like it's as neighborhoody as a neighborhood as possible, but of course, like the quality of it is very, very bad. A lot of the huts are very, very close together. The conditions are fairly squished, of course, and the people look, like I said, fairly grim and disheveled and covered in shit.
I guess I'll just I'll walk up to I guess let's see the two women cleaning clothes.
Okay.
And just be like, fairly like, cordial, feign some politeness to be like, hey, what time of day is it right now? It's morning.
I'd say it's about midday because you've been kind of doing a bunch of stuff in town.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, good afternoon, ladies.
They kind of look up at you a little bit bewildered as to why the fuck you're noticing them, and they kind of say, "Yes, mistress?"
Do you mind if I take a little bit of your time? I'd like to ask you a question.
They nod, like they're kind of terrified because, of course, you're a stranger, you're armed, and you look a lot nicer than they do. So they kind of think you're a lord.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's rather nice. So, looking for a little girl named Lucy. Know anyone around here with that name?
She, one of the women says, "I'm her mother. What do you want with my daughter?"
Oh, fantastic. I'd like to have a brief conversation with her. She said that she saw some things earlier on, and I'd like to find out what she's talking about.
Okay.
I assure you, I mean you and your family no harm.
Oh, yeah, okay, well, that second part you might need to do a charm for. But she does kind of bring out her child, but she kind of sort of clutches her, like almost in like a... How to describe it? It's like, how like a mother like would hold a child, like it's fearful, like it's like a very strong clutch, as in like, this is my child.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. Very protective.
I understand.
Like, yeah.
So I guess I'll crouch down, some more like face level,
like it's like a very strong clutch, as in,
with
like,
Lucy,
this is my child.
And just go. And you're Lucy then?
The child actually looks kind of non-phased because she's still young enough to not really understand what the fuck is going on. So she says, "Yeah."
My name's Lilith. I'd like to ask you a couple questions, and afterwards, well, if Mom says it's okay, I'd like to give you something for it. For your time, of course, as long as Mom's okay with that.
Mom, the mother kind of looks a bit perturbed, but you haven't done anything exactly hostile, so she's going along with it for now. The child, being a child, kind of just nods. She is a little shy, but she nods. But she's less frightened of you, because again, she doesn't really understand the nature of the situation.
And I take off my my mouth covered so they can actually see my full face. That way, I'm trying to like be as like innocuous as possible.
Yeah, they relax a bit at that.
And it's like, so the governess says that you told her that you saw some monsters at night. I'd like you to tell me about them.
Her mother kind of sharply like says something in her ear. Like, you can roll a perception if you want to hear it, but it's like a loud whisper, so I'll give you a 20% modifier.
All right, incoming 99. Oh, I did it.
Yeah, you succeeded. She basically says something along the lines of, "Have you been telling strangers stories again? What have I told you about telling stories?"
No need to chastise the child. Just merely a curiosity.
She looks frightened again. It's like, "Sorry, I beg your forgiveness, my lord."
Oh, no need for forgiveness. You're perfectly fine.
She still looks confused, because again, she's not used to a noble being this nice to her. So she says, like, "Okay, so what does this have to do with my child?"
Well, I'd like to hear what she has to say.
Okay, well, she kind of nudges her child a little bit forward, and Lucy says, like, "Oh, I heard some growling."
Some growling?
She nods. Yeah, and she doesn't know the word, so she kind of like gargles at you. She's like,
Where did you hear this growling and gargling?
She sort of points in like kind of the direction the mine.
Have you heard this more than once?
She shakes her head.
Now, did this growling you hear, did it sound like more like an animal, or did it sound like someone just making noises?
She doesn't know how to answer the question. She just looks scared.
I think that's a good enough answer.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good enough. Thank you for your time, Lucy. You've been very brave coming forth this information, and your mother for allowing you to speak. Now, I did promise something in return, so I'll have to go in my pack and like, do we have any like leftover like rations from like what I found earlier?
Oh no, you still have all the rations that were in your inventory, so yeah, you could definitely give us some like some meats and salted meats and things that you have.
All right, I'll give them one of those.
She shakes her head. The mother kind of clutches her child like ferociously and shakes her head. It's like, no, we can't accept this.
Why not?
We just can't accept this. Like, she's concerned that like the reason that you're giving this to her is for some sort of like it's some sort of trick. Like, she doesn't believe you.
Can I roll like a charm?
You can try.
I guess there would be no bonus for giving hungry people food because they're suspicious of the food.
No, because the thing is like, as you could probably tell, is like nobles aren't exactly nice to these people, and since this is the main trade route, I'm sure they get a lot of like cunts basically go through the trade route. So they're very wary of people who are dressed nice.
So I guess I'll address that first then. Just be like, is it because of how I'm dressed? I don't mean to. Well, hope you won't insinuate anything by this, but if you're scared that I'm a noble, I mean, I wouldn't say that's the case.
She asks, then how did you afford all that then? And she points to your bow and your sword and all the things you have.
Oh, for some of the things that was given to me. Some of it I made.
Yeah, she doesn't fucking believe you.
Kind of like, no, I'm not from here. I don't know if you can tell by the way I talk, or my ears, or my eyes.
Look, this is the equivalent of like a fucking American going to Africa and being like, "Oh, hey, look, you know, I've had a hard life too."
Well, yeah, but I didn't say I've had a hard life. I just said I'm not a noble, and I just have things.
Well, yes, but like it's a matter of perspective. Is my point. It's like to them, you look like a fucking king.
I know. But I don't know. I feel like a starving kid from Africa isn't going to say no to food, but you know, it's just me.
Yeah, but this isn't Africa.
I
like,
know. Just making your
that's the point. And it's like they've probably had stories of like nobles who like who've done things like that, and let's say they come back and then they just say like, okay, well, I've given this to you, so you owe me something. So like, they're concerned is like if they accept this, they'll have to pay a price later. That's their problem.
Then I guess I'll just say to them, it's like, if you're worried about me, the piper calling to collect his fee, I believe you've already paid up front with this information. So I see no reason why I would collect anything more from you. You've already given me what I wanted.
You just really want to give this food to this person, don't you?
I do. I want to be a good person.
All right, fine. Okay, so she basically accepts this as she accepts the food, but she's not happy about it. Like, she's still incredibly unwary, and she nods and says, like, she looks confused, basically, but she kind of like tries to hide that under like a very humble veneer and just sort of bows her head, and she's
a nod and to say, just so you know, my name's Lilith. Let me know if you hear anything else there, Lucy. Keep up the good work.
Lucy kind of just nods and grins at you, because again, she's a child. She doesn't understand. So
just nod at her mother and just go, you too. Thank you for your time and allowing me to speak to your child.
Yeah, okay. So do you wander off now?
Yeah, I bug her off.
Okay. Do you want to roll another perception? This will be a -10, because this is when you've wandered off a bit.
This is when we find out she throws out the rations and kills her child while I'm walking away.
She's not going to do that.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Let's see. You said -10?
-10, yeah. Because you're kind of away now, so it's like...
I think this will work.
It's sort of a low murmur.
Oh, success.
Okay, shit. Yeah, you basically hear her murmur. It's like, Sigmar, deliver us, basically. Like, she's fucking terrified.
Kind of like look over my shoulder for a brief moment, just kind of shaking my head and put my mask back on, pull my hood on.
Yeah. Well, dude, I mean, as I said, these peasants have seen.
No, I know.
Shit.
I'm just role playing.
I know, dude, and it's good. Like, I'm impressed, but I'm role playing too, and I'm trying to show you their motivation, and they've had a very, very, very hard life.
Oh no, I totally get it.
All right, so yeah, you come back. So let's get back to Rankin and the dwarf, because I am hoping to do some combat in this session. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But okay, so you go back to the governess's house. She opens the door. She doesn't smile as sweetly to you guys as she did the elf, but she's still polite, and she asks, "How can I help you further?"
Well, we couldn't find any grog here, but now we're looking for a map of the mine.
She's kind of somewhat insulted. It's like, I mean, I'm sorry that we couldn't provide you the service, but as you could see by our town, it's like it's not a lot we can do. Like, we don't have a lot here.
It's okay. I have some of my own, but I lost it. Anyway, let's get back to the map.
Okay. I mean, she was confused at you. It was like, what map?
Well, we need a map of the mine.
She again says, I don't have a map of the mine.
Well, would you know some place where we could actually find a map of the mine?
She shakes her head.
Got any cartographers in town?
She gives you, like, dumbass, what part of impoverished town do you not understand?
Impoverished
type look.
Town.
Yes, impoverished, as in, like, there's not really a lot here. There's not cartographers are considered artisans, dude. They're, like, middle class.
Humans are funny. Okay. We gotta rethink this here.
Yeah.
Do you know anyone who's familiar with the mine?
The miners.
Any of them that I can talk to that you would know of?
You could try, but I'm sure they would act quite hostile to you, as I told you guys earlier, just not a few moments ago.
Ooh, I got a subscriber. Thank you, whoever that was.
Yay.
She's getting kind of impatient with you, to be honest.
Well, if you can find anybody who is willing to trade some information for some good coin, you just let me know. And,
again, she kind of looks disgusted at you. It's like, what kind of operation do you think we're running here? It's like, I gave you all the information I could give you, as agents of Sigmar's most holy order of witch hunters, and I have no other information to give you.
Not you. I'm asking if you can find someone.
But she's basically telling you can't find anyone that will give you any more information. She is giving you all the information she can give you.
All right, this ain't working, Rank.
Yes.
Let's skedaddle out of here. Let's see if we can find something a little bit more interesting to do.
Okay. She just closes the door on you.
Bye, nice lady.
All right, Rank. We're gonna
I honestly kind of wanted her in character to laugh at that comment, but she's a noble woman, so she keeps herself composed. But like, if she had the door still open, you might have seen a smirk.
I have no clue where we're gonna go from here. Let's see. All right.
Maybe the building. Maybe the thing that the witch hunter told you to do. The whole reason for this adventure. Maybe
okay.
that.
So how about this? Me and Rankin, we're gonna go wander, and we're gonna wander over toward that building.
Okay, Lilith, you see like a dwarf and his bitch basically wander through town aimlessly.
Oh yeah.
I ain't no one, bitch.
How do you react to this, as these are your party members?
So exactly what are you doing? You're just walking towards the mine building?
Pretty much, because we couldn't find anything to do.
So I guess I watch you guys for a good bit, and I'm just gonna go like, well, I said we were gonna meet up here, but I guess they're not gonna do. All right. Just like look at the governance house, look at them, just hope things went well, and then I guess approach them.
Exactly.
Be like, so what happened to meeting up before we headed to the mine? Did we just?
Well, we couldn't find any grog, and we couldn't find any map, and everyone's poor.
They don't have the governess doesn't have a copy of a map for her own mine.
Nope. She either had one and didn't want to help, or she just didn't.
More than likely, like all of the things that are associated with the mine were probably confiscated by the fucking guild. You do realize.
There's a possibility that the guild.
No, you wouldn't know this. Like, okay, do you have common law empire?
Wait, I don't understand. Hold on.
Like, I was just telling you out of character that, like, as a GM, it's like, this is the reason why she wouldn't likely have a map.
Okay.
It's because it was confiscated, but your character doesn't know this information.
Oh, you don't have to tell us that. That's something that was. I thought that you were telling us that we knew that as well.
No, I was just making a fun aside.
Okay.
No, fun aside.
I like you explaining my logic. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
No, it works for me. I'm still learning the lore of this. All right, let me get some more music on here.
Yeah, a lot of the empire is run by guilds and houses. Like, you have the elector counts, who are the ones who are in charge of each of the provinces, and the current emperor is the elector count of Rycliffe, because it's an electoral monarchy.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. So, did you guys find anything out? Or fruitless completely?
Well, found out that pretty much everyone hates us and everyone's broke.
What did you? What? You know what? It's fine. I'll just assume you did something. Anyway, so from what I understand, there's possibly some kind of creature inside the mine. I guess this was more hushed voices were walking, as to not be overheard. And the child Lucy, who I spoke to earlier, said that she heard some kind of growling and then some gurgling. Sounds like to me it's someone had their throat torn out a bit.
Okay.
So I think we should proceed extremely carefully.
Yep. Alright, so yeah, you carefully approach the mine. Like I said, this is somewhat like out of town. You were able to see it like as you were approaching the town because it's where you were approaching, you were on top of a hill. So like the town's kind of like situated in somewhat of a valley. And the mine shaft is kind of off to the side of it. So you walk just kind of out of town. It's about a 10-minute walk, basically. And you see the lodging, of course. And it's a piece of shit. It is brickwork, however. However, you have smashed windows. You have, does anyone actually have any occult lore? Or
I don't.
Divine law, religion. Also, I will allow that.
I have knowledge. What else?
Nah, it's not good enough. It has to be something specific to religion or cults.
No.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I gave you a divine knowledge skill because I changed up your characters to a divine spellcaster rather than an arcane spellcaster, since that would make more. Yeah, I gave you a divine knowledge hasher because you know your own religion, obviously. Yeah, and yeah, I gave you divine law rather than arcane law because that would make more sense because the power that you get is from your god directly. It's not something that is learned. Yeah. So, to put it in D&D terms, you're more like a sorcerer rather than a wizard.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that I understand.
So this is like your innate abilities. This is something that's just been given to you, rather than something you've learned. So yeah, like none of you really have any relevant skills. I will allow an intelligence roll, but it will be at a -20 modifier, since none of you have any relevant skills. So if you really want to try and decipher the glyphs, you can. But it'll be hard.
I don't think anyone's going to be able to succeed, but I guess I'll try. Is there any penalty for failing?
Not really. You just don't know what the fuck they are. They just look like doodles to you.
Alright, you said -20?
Yes.
Show me potato salad. Nope. Wouldn't have succeeded otherwise, so it's fine.
Okay. Anyone else want to try? I don't think Glad can even try, because I think, with the modifier, it's intelligent.
It would be a -13.
Yeah, so basically, it's impossible for you.
Yep.
Alright. So then... I'd like to, I guess, approach it quietly. At least, maybe separate slightly so that, if we're going to be noticed, they'll notice the big orc and dwarf first.
Okay. So, since Azul didn't roll, I guess he wasn't interested, that's fine. We'll... Intelligence at -20% modifier. Yeah. I wonder if anyone's been talking in your stream chat. Yeah, -20. Okay. So, basically, yeah, they just look like doodles to you. So, what you now do is, so you approach like, you approach carefully and cautiously, so I'll take that into account. So what I'll do is, because you're doing that, I'll give you a 10% modifier to your perception roll. So, roll perception. So you're, to kind of give you perspective, you're just kind of off to the side. You found some like shrubs, some like bushes to kind of hide in. They give you some level of obscurity. You see the building, and you also see the mine shaft, which is kind of adjacent. Okay. Yeah, Grom, you succeed. So yeah, Orc and Elf roll perception with 10%.
Should I also roll a concealment since I'm like trying to like be hiding?
No, I'll just say that you are. You're halfway concealed.
That was the wrong thing. Let me try that again.
Naughty, trying to cheat.
Let me try that again. 10. There we go. Not 112.
Okay. Yeah, everyone succeeds. Shit.
Oh wow.
Nice.
You have 15.
Did you actually add the 10% modifier?
Me?
No, he didn't.
No. So
Yeah,
I actually.
okay, well, you still succeeded anyway, but you should have had a 25
That's funny.
because I gave you a 10%. But anyway, all right. So yeah, all three of you, you managed to spot something shambling out of the building.
Okay, this is getting exciting.
Yeah, it's something shambling out of the building, and it's quite rotten. Potential undead. Potential undead. Thankfully it doesn't spot you because you're somewhat concealed. A few moments pass and a few others kind of go out of the building. This is sort of like afternoon time now when this is all happening, because you've been faffing about in the town for a while. So there are 4 to 5 what appear to look like zombies going towards the mine shaft, and they look really disheveled. In fact, their eyes are completely hollowed out. Their hair is all wiry. Their skin is rotting off. They're covered in flies and maggots. So you could actually see one's entrails just hanging out there, like with its putrid green ichor spilling out into the ground.
Do any of them have a black wiry beard?
No.
Not dwarves.
Well, the thing is like they're not human either. They look undead. I mean, actually, would you know what an undead is? Yeah, actually, you've probably seen it. Yeah, you guys have probably seen undead before. Yeah, they look like zombies.
Question about undead, because I don't know Warhammer lore with zombies. Are undead like they used to be people, or are they just like constructed from like just random stuff? Or are they like how are undead brought into the world?
You do know, because okay, in Warhammer, basically, there's they could be chaos manifestations for one, so that would mean like they're just made of warp stuff.
Oh, okay.
So they're essentially entities that are able to just exist, because probably the veil between worlds is thin in this area.
So to make it really simple, so I'm going to use Warhammer 40k. So you ever watch Star Trek?
Yes,
No.
I watch Star Trek.
Yeah, so Star Trek. So you've got the warp dimension, right? They go in another dimension, right? Well,
Yeah.
the Warhammer lore, that other dimension, is actually a reflection on the material universe. So our emotions feed entities that are in there. Sometimes those entities can enter into our world and possess people. So they could be chaos possessions, or could be something else. Warhammer
They could be minor demon manifestations, basically.
Okay. The only reason why I ask is when you said like,
yeah.
The only reason I ask is you say that they're not human. Are they just like humanoid-esque creatures, or are they like humans who were
they
once...
look humanoid? Yes. However, zombies do exist in this universe as well. But
Gotcha.
but they're kind of raised by a different sort of magic, usually the lore of Nehek.
Oh,
So these are just like undead creatures, not a human who is now undead.
You have no idea.
Well, I'm just asking out of character. Like,
out of character is
out of character, because I don't understand. I don't know Warhammer lore very well.
Well, out of character is like they appear undead, yes. Because the thing is like I can't exactly tell you the nature of them just yet because that'd be spoiling.
True.
So that's my problem. It's like, but in your regard, they could be warp manifestations, or they could literally be undead. They could be either.
Gotcha. But both exist.
Yes.
Okay. So cool. I just want to know if both existed.
Yes. Although,
right, cool.
to be honest, I did mention Nurgle earlier, so that might point you into some direction.
I was gonna guess it was a Nurgle disease. That's even more obscure. Don't worry, if you can't understand Warhammer Fantasy lore, it's okay. I'm just level 1 and I know a lot.
Yeah, Nurgle plague is a thing.
Nurgle is the grandfather. Nurgle is the god of undeath and pestilence.
4 chaos gods, each one does something special.
Yeah. So yeah, Nurgle. Actually, fuck it. For your stream, just for fun, here I'll go grab a picture of Grandpappy Nurgle.
Oh yeah, please do. That would be awesome.
Okay, I'll see if I can find a good one. Let's see if I can find a good one. Yeah, I like this one actually. Doodly-doo, and I'll also post a symbol up on here as well to show you kind of what it looks like. Hotkeys.
Like if you hold Alt and use the whatchamacallit, wheel mouse, you can zoom out.
Alright.
Photoshop. Sorry,
okay.
I'm doing a lot of Photoshop.
That's fine. Let's throw this image on here. Jesus, it's almost 4. When did we start? It was 1:30. No, we started at like 2. So we've been going on for about 3 hours.
Yeah, so I've got, let me look at OBS, it says we have been, so it's about an hour you guys were on before, we're at 2 on my screen, so.
Here you go.
There we go.
So yeah, the image on the left, that is Grandfather Nurgle, or at least like an interpretation of Grandfather Nurgle, because the gods, they're gods, basically. There's multiple ways that they can look. Like, they don't have a corporeal form.
They do whatever they want. Basically.
Yeah.
And look however they want. And all their demons are just parts of them.
And on the right side, that is the mark of Nurgle. That's its symbol. And his lucky number... Yeah, it's the same symbol. And his lucky number is 3. Yeah. All the gods have, like, a special number. I can't remember all of them off the top of my head. I just know that Nurgle's is 3.
Jeez, I forgot all their numbers. I forgot what corn is.
Yeah.
We'll explain that to you sometime. If you ever want.
I know Malal, which actually does exist in this universe. He doesn't exist in 40k, but in fantasy, Malal is real.
Really?
Yeah, really. And his sacred number is 11.
Oh God! All right, I gotta hit up Mr. Brushface.
Hmm.
Wow. I got in trouble on Twitter actually because one of my friends is really religious, and I said something about voting, and I was like, just remember to vote for the Dark Lord Malal. That did not go over very well with her fans.
No, in fantasy, technically Malal is still there. The reason like Malal doesn't exist in 40k is because of a writer's dispute. Like, the guy who made the character basically said, fuck you, GW, and took his character with him.
No way, really?
Yeah, really.
Oh,
that's why it doesn't exist anymore.
Well, that's amazing, actually. I love drama,
yeah.
Actually.
Now you know a little bit about Nurgle, this will make more sense to you. So yes, these entities could be Plague Bringers, which are a lesser form of Nurgle manifestation, or Plague Zombies. Or they could just be regular zombies. You don't know.
Good enough for me.
Yes. Alright, so that long-winded explanation out of the way, you see 5 of them, and they're shambling towards the mine. What do?
Well.
Okay, I've got 3. There you go.
Or you cast a spell at them.
I might be able to. Oh crap! I don't have control.
That's something I actually wanted to talk to you about earlier, because like I still need to go over magic.
Yeah.
But I think I understand it to at least a basic degree, so we should be fine if you want to still do it.
Well, because I have coal, but I don't have. How would I ignite this coal? I need to bring
Do you have metal?
That's up to you. Maybe you don't need to ignite the coal. Maybe it ignites in the palm of your hand. How is your ritual? I mean, you're the one who understands this ritual, dude. So roleplay it.
Alright. So,
Yeah.
let me pull out a bit of coal. And I never even thought about how to do this. I've never casted this spell before. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, so alright. So basically, I clench my fist around this coal. And I start chanting underneath my breath, right? And then I hold my hand out with the coal all hot and calm my hand. And then I attempt to cast my Ash Cloud spell. Okay, it's not AoE.
Yeah, it's a single target. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna aim at the closest whatchamacallit.
Okay, so
it
the closest zombie.
Alright, the closest zombie, yes.
Yeah. All right. So you could cast a channeling, which I think gives you a bonus to your magic roll, if I'm not mistaken. But I can't remember the exact bonus. Let me just try to quickly look up the rules.
Okay.
So what's the spell threshold for this ability spell?
His spell threshold's 8 to 10. So between 8 to 10, he'll cast the spell successfully.
Okay. Amount of magic used. Okay.
At least you want to be just below the number, right? You don't want to go over.
Winds of magic, types of magic, blah blah blah. Let me just double check. Sorry, everyone in the stream. I haven't researched this because I've been sick. I didn't expect spells to be something that's in terms of cost of with a magic characteristic of 3, she can roll up to a 3d10 to cast a spell. So yeah, your magic stat basically determines like how many die you can roll during a spell cast. So when you roll the die, basically if the number lands on that, you can cast a spell. So since the Fiery Blast has a high casting number of 21, she aims to roll all her die. Her cast roll is 7 plus 7 plus 7 equals 21. This equals for the casting numbers, so the spell is cast successfully. So yeah, it says here you just want to hit the casting number. So if it's between 8 to 10, then you cast it successfully.
Okay, so between 8 and 10. Alright.
Yeah.
What's this
Okay,
magic
so
thing?
here we go. Hold on. Once it increases chances of casting a spell. First, he spends a half action to make a channeling test. If he succeeds, he'll gain +2 on his casting roll. So yeah, if you do a channeling, you'll get a +2 on your magic roll. If you want to do that as a half action.
Okay.
Okay, so roll channeling.
Roll channeling, okay.
Yeah.
Wait, roll channeling. I was rolling like my magic spell. Oh. Back. No, force stats. Channeling. Down. Yeah. Alright, input value? Nothing? No modifier?
Okay, yeah, there's no modifier. You're just channeling this is you channeling your magic. Yeah, so you just basically failed to channel.
Oh, that's what I figured.
So yeah, you don't get the modifier, basically.
Okay. Alright, but do I cast a spell, or did the spell fail?
No, you can still cast the spell. This is just to give you, like, an additional, like, few points to help you cast.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so this is like something that will like allow you to give you an additional modifier to your cast roll. So if you want to cast your spell, you roll a 1d10 since that's your magic stat. When you increase your magic stat, that allows you to roll more die.
Okay. Roll.
Yeah.
1.
I don't think this game has unfettered, if I'm not mistaken. So.
Okay. So wait, is the 1d10?
Oh, no,
what do I
okay.
have to roll to land my spell?
Wrath of God. Okay, the divines don't have to worry about Zinch's curse. They pray to their gods for their spells. So, okay, this in Souls. I'm just looking up the Wrath of God real quick.
Okay.
Means that the spells aren't as powerful as those wizards. Still spell. Okay. Gods, they run the risk of displeasing some rather powerful beings. If you are a divine spellcaster, when you roll doubles or triples on your casting roll, you must roll on the. Okay.
And if you roll all ones, bad things happen too.
Yeah, so don't roll a 1 and don't roll doubles, but you're not rolling additional dice, so you actually aren't at risk. So you rolled a 7.
Okay.
And basically, fuck all happens.
Okay.
Like, you some sparks happen, and it kind of looks nice, but yeah. I need to roll to see if these zombies actually notice you doing this.
Should we roll our stealths now?
Hold on. No, you're still considered concealed. Like, they haven't noticed you.
Oh, what's their difficulty then? Because we didn't roll.
I am looking that up for you right now. Bear with me.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, let's see here.
Okay. Oh, fuck. Yeah. 1 notices you.
Oh god.
Yeah, 1 notices you. So, roll initiative.
Okay. Oh, wait, I'm rolling initiative, or?
No, everyone's rolling initiative.
Yeah, because I assume it's not a contested roll.
No. Because, like, basically, I rolled their perception to see if they could see the sparks coming out of his hands. Because, like, you know, he's trying to cast magic. He's also chanting to himself. So he's not exactly being quiet about it.
Gotcha. Oh,
So,
and,
like, yeah.
well, the reason I asked is I did say earlier that I wanted to be like apart from them, specifically so that if they get seen, it would see those two first.
Well, you should have really said that earlier.
I did. I said that like 20 minutes ago.
I don't remember that.
This is what happens when we play this early in the morning.
That's fine. But I did say that as we were walking up to the building.
Okay.
That's
I didn't think you meant you were apart from the group. I thought like you were just with the group, kind of hunched in the undergrowth.
No, that's fine though.
Inish.
What is Inish?
Okay, I can be nice and say like you are a part of the group if you want.
That's fine. It's fine.
All right. Okay.
I'll just try to be more like expressive next time.
Yeah.
Damn it! Be more expressive.
Ree.
I have kind of been like going on for a while, and we haven't had a break. That's it.
Well, do you want to like just do initiative real quick and then take a break right before combat and then come back fresh?
Sure. Cliffhanger, I guess.
That's just that way, like, you know, we're fresh for the combat.
All right. So yeah, everybody roll initiative. I also need to roll initiative for all these fucking zombies.
I got a 56.
Yeah, 1.
Ooh, and I get to play GM Dave's videos while we're on break because he's watching right now.
Ooh.
Okay. Something in the rules that says for initiatives. Combat. Oh, okay, yeah, I know, I get it. I don't know why I didn't remember that. Okay. And then their agility characteristic is added. So, what have I set to these guys? Keep having to flick back and forward. I think I might just open another fucking core rulebook at this point.
That works.
I need to open another tab of that. Well, you guys can go on your break right now. I'm just basically faffing about, so...
Okay.
All right. What
Yeah.
do I say, like 10 minutes, or?
Yeah, just about... no, give it 20, because, like, I need to wake up.
All right.
It's fine.
All right, so I'll be back at 11:24.
Alright, cool. See you then, guys.
8:24 for me. I'll talk to you guys in a sec. I'm gonna keep my stream entertained for a minute. Okay, guys. We're gonna watch a very special video from a very special friend who is dear and near to my heart. GM Dave's stuff. So we're going to go to the Man Behind the Screens channel. We're gonna do this by doing this. Okay. And we are going to play... Oh, wait, no. There's a new video. We're going to watch that one.
Greetings and salutations, friends and gamers of all stripes. My name is GM Dave. I am
There
your
we go.
man behind the screen. We're here with
There's a sec.
an update video, but something a little different in the way of an update video.
They're complaining that
Wondering-
they still can't hear people.
Dave,
Really?
why in the fuck are
Yeah,
we
really.
looking at a box of family-sized Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Oh,
And there's a reason for this. See, we're not just going to be doing an update video. We're going to make it a little bit more
Alright, I'm going to
interesting
figure out
than that.
Discord. This is
And the reason is
my brain no
I don't know
working.
when this started,
God.
but General Mills via Cinnamon Toast Crunch and presumably some of their other cereals as well. I don't know. And I want to note, this isn't,
Okay,
some
that's-
paid shill for General Mills
Sweet.
or anything else that's going to be featured that's, a brand in this. And I mentioned that for a reason. You'll see why. This isn't anything I'm
Let me
being
figure
paid
out
to do.
Discord.
It's just kind of something funny that I noticed after I bought a couple boxes of these because my wife really loves Cinnamon Toast Crunch. She's a child at heart. But anyway, yeah, a few days ago I was at the store, restocking on some groceries. My wife had just finished the last of her cereal, her favorite one, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and she told me to get a couple more. Well, they had family packs for sale. Where I was
Apparently you're the
working,
one who's quiet.
A buy two sale to get
Yeah.
I think it was like $4 off the total price. So not a bad deal. I ended up actually making the family pack cheaper than the regular size. But I didn't notice until after the fact that apparently General Mills is doing a little promotion. We'll go ahead and notch this down here. Come on. Work with me, you piece of crap. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Fucking Pokemon. Now, I haven't played the Pokemon trading card game since middle school. I believe the last time I played the Pokemon trading card game, I was 13 years old. It was quite a while ago. We're talking almost 20 years ago now. And so apparently, yeah, like I said, General Mills is having, I guess, a little promotion along with Nintendo, giving away little 3-card packs. And so here's some of the deal that they got. I guess they have...
Let's see if that's better. There we go.
Special cards and stuff going on. There's different exclusive foil cards and things like that. They got a little preview of some of the stuff that they have available. I have no idea if any of these cards are any good at all compared to some of the stuff. Some of these Pokemon I don't even recognize. Most of them I do. Most of them are Gen 1 things, and that's when I played. I played this game when it was Gen 1, but there are a couple on here that I can see. Actually, there's only... Looks like there's 2 on here that I don't recognize at all. Yeah. So, but anyway, I got 2 boxes because of that sale. And so before doing my brief little channel update, I figured, what the hell? Let's go ahead and let's do a card opening of these little, pack opening of these little 3-card Pokemon packs. So, yeah, for the first time in a little over 20 years, I'm going to be opening packs of Pokemon cards. My camera almost fell. Let me hit this just a little bit here. And so, yeah, I got 2 packs. I guess according to the thing, there's supposed to be a foil card in every one of these packs, so there should be 2 foil cards in here total. And if you get the family size, that's how you can get the exclusive Bulbasaur foil card. Ooh! Cool. Yeah, I mean, hey, that's one that I recognize, but hey, so let's get started.
All right, so I'm gonna quickly be right back. I'm gonna grab something to eat.
Like I said, I have not played Pokemon TCG since
I have
card backs.
Done the encounter though, so everything's ready for combat.
Since it was first brought out. So
I also want to apologize to everyone for the fact that like you had to basically listen to me fucking read off the magic rules because I was supposed to research that a few days ago, but I've been sick.
Some big special Christmas sale thing that they released.
I've done a lot for my campaign, but I haven't been able to really research up on a lot of the rules because I'm actually fairly new to the GMing this edition of Warhammer.
When I opened it up, and I got the full set of cards,
have a lot of knowledge of the universe itself. So
Charizard was just a fucking monster. But yeah, we got us a little Charmander.
I have a Nexus, and it's been pretty infected and gross, and I've been feeling feverish. So
Nikki's trying to come
I'm gonna go to the hospital in a couple of months' time to have them tell me that there's nothing they can do about it, because that's what they told me last time. But
I haven't played the actual trading card game in many years, but a couple months ago.
Well, I'm glad. I mean,
the Game Boy Color.
I hope then, like, you'll like the stuff I've actually fucking prepared, rather than the stuff that I've just pulled out of my ass in the last minute. Because, as I said, all of this is literally improvised. I've just made everything up as I've gone along. I have no idea
if any of these would be considered any good. I don't know how the game is played anymore. I don't know what people consider
my
good.
My voice is that good. I have no idea, really. But
wow,
thank you, I guess.
So we have another Charmander.
All right, I'll be right back, everyone. I'm gonna go grab some food
and a horsey. Yeah. So of the 6 cards, 4 of them are the same. That's a bit disappointing. I was hoping that I might get a wider variety than this, but nevertheless, this is just some silly little impromptu thing I'm doing. So yeah, there we go. You know, we got us some Pokemon cards. Some Pokemans! Gotta catch them all, motherfucker! And I want to note, again, this is not a paid promotion by General Mills or Cinnamon Toast Crunch or Nintendo or the Pokemon Group or whatever that portion, that developer is called that makes this game. But yeah, so there we go. Now we've got a little bit of, now we have a little bit of gameplay, tabletop gaming related content to go with this. But yeah, just a short little update video from here on out. Basically wanted to let you know where I've been, what I've been up to these past almost 2 weeks now. And long story short, I decided to kind of take an impromptu hiatus from just internet stuff in general. Those of you who follow me on Minds have probably already seen my post regarding that. Ow, hey, stop it! Damn cat. Anyway, those of you who see my post on Minds probably already noticed that. Just decided, you know, wanted to take a break from internet drama and all that stuff for a little while. Just kind of chill and relax for a bit. You know, especially because family's got a lot of birthdays coming up. My wife's birthday was just this past weekend. My little sister's birthday was just a few days before that. And, you know, got more family birthdays coming up in the next couple of days we're planning for. So just kind of wanted to decompress a bit, get away from the internet for a little bit, and also just kind of take some time to evaluate what I want to do with my channel, where I want to go, in terms of, you know, what content I'm going to be making going forward, what projects I'm going to be following. Still planning on keeping up with the bestiary. Going to largely be focusing on So You Want to Be a GM style content, though there are a couple of things I'm going to do for Strive for Greatness, which, as a reminder, that is the player-focused content. Largely, it's going to be So You Want to Be a GM stuff with the bestiary spin-off, and we're going to be looking at a few other things going forward, such as this weekend. My next video that'll be going live this weekend is going to be regarding the use of traps and ways that you can make them effective, not only in-game as useful tools to challenge your players, not just as HP drains, but also have them make sense and be effective in a narrative sense for your game, so that it doesn't feel like you're just placing traps at random just to kind of drain your player's HP, to have it actually feel like there's a purpose and reason behind the traps that you've placed in your dungeons, why they're there, and to sort of give an idea of how you can use a variety of traps and hazards to really sort of enrich your gameplay, as opposed to making it just something that punishes your players when they encounter it, which is all too often how I see traps being utilized, and which all too often means, sadly, that lots of GMs tend to kind of just avoid using traps and hazards for the simple fact that, you know, a lot of GMs just use them to soak health, and it just doesn't feel fun for them or for the players. So we'll be looking at that going forward. In regards to some of the other content, I do want to touch on the character showcase. I am still planning to do my Shin Godzilla versus GMK comparison of those two versions of Godzilla. Reasons why will be made clear in the video, but for the time being, I have
this is kind of weird for me.
Roadblock with that. It's the programs that
I've been searching for
and trying out to actually get some of the footage from my discs that I have aren't working nearly so well as I had hoped they would, and not nearly so well as many of the reviews.
Yeah, his actual name is Me.
So we've hit a little roadblock with that, but
his
I am
parents
still
had a
working
sense
on
of
it.
humor.
I am still trying to find a solution, and if need be, I may just resort to still images and 720p quality video.
I'm kidding.
Pulled off of YouTube or 780.
I think I remember your name anyway, Glad, but you don't have to say it if you don't want to. People can just call me Ryan.
You know what it is. Anyway. Beyond that, last thing I want to touch on is we do have a new episode of Phoenix Rising up. You can find the link for that in the description down below. The link for the Phoenix Rising page on Webtoons is in the description.
Yeah, definitely.
And again, you know,
he's kidding.
A couple weeks ago,
it's because you got Pokemon on the screen.
I think we're sitting at 101 right now on YouTube.
Because I do think I actually know your real name.
Although I know for a fact that a lot of those are just either bots.
I'm just going with it on the stream.
Something to me looking to get a subscription back. Sadly, it's kind of a common practice over there. Not one that I partake in, and not one that I'm very fond of. But you know, no site's perfect.
I just have to.
But in any case, so I am planning on doing some kind of 100 subscribers.
Oh, I was just to reply, Agramar. Yeah, no, I get that, but
you know,
the issue with this is like I've had to improvise the entire scenario. Like I didn't have any notes, I didn't have any like prior plans. Whereas the campaign itself that I'm actually trying to run,
you know, and those are huge,
which is called Twisted Fates.
Don't get me wrong.
Like I've written a lot. Like I've written
so is 100. And I think
basically
kind of forget how
potential outcomes that could happen. I've written like NPCs. I've given them like I've properly statted them like players. Like I've given them cheats and things. I've actually drew up a map of the world, which these guys actually didn't know about, but I've now told them. So that's something they can acquire.
So I'm appreciative of that.
Because I kind of left the session on a bit of a cliffhanger. So they still, I think at this point they know that they're alive, but they just have no idea like in what state they're alive in, or if they've like traveled to a new land or something. They have no idea.
Play live stream going to probably run it in the form of a podcast.
Side battles, random encounters prepared to help you. Exactly, but like my point is like I had none of that today because like the adventure that we're currently running is a one shot because one of our players isn't here. So instead of wasting everyone's time saying like, oh well, because of X isn't here, we can't do the campaign. Fuck off, everybody. I decided to be nice and just say like, okay, I'm just going to pull something out of my ass. It's not canon to the campaign, but it means that we don't waste time.
Games where it's less mechanical,
so we can still have fun.
More role play,
and I did this the last time this happened as well.
And decisions are left up to the GM. You know, a lot of the way different things work is left up to what the GM
It helps
decides.
me get better at improv. That's one thing.
Also, what the players decide.
But yeah, once everyone's here, now, like I'm pretty sure like I've got combat all done.
It's a fun game. It's an interesting system. I've played it a few times. Always had fun with it. The games can last as long as 2-3 hours, or sometimes as short as 8 minutes.
Turn order.
Yes, I have actually had a game be as short as 8 minutes.
Let's rename this.
People I was playing it with decided that instead of, you know,
can I
role-playing with the creatures they were encountering...
I want to rename Elf Bitch. Quote, I guess I can't. I just have to make a new one. Elf Trap.
So they got themselves all killed within the span of 8 months of play. Any case, yeah, thinking of running that system, which is called Maze Rats, by the way.
Okay,
and so I will potentially
Zombie
run that
1.
As a podcast-style live stream and a system
Zombie
showcase.
3.
Also, I'm
guess what? Zombie 4.
Some kind of a giveaway.
Holy fucker, there's
and Zombie -5.
Yet. I'm gonna pick the brains of a few people I know. Get some suggestions from them.
Does that mean it's non-existent?
Do be prepared.
No, I'm just being an asshole.
Of weeks, I will be getting up that 100 subscriber special. I'm gonna figure out some way to make that work.
What would be the
Actually, you didn't roll your initiative last time, fucking asshole. So roll it now. Otherwise, I'm just gonna say that like you aren't prepared and you get slapped because they get an opportunity of attack you.
I am your man behind the screen. If you like this video,
roll initiative.
Feel free to leave it a like.
Go to
comment with your suggestions on what
it's in the combat part of your character sheet,
or what I could potentially do for the giveaway. It's probably just going to be something like one source book from a certain system. I don't really know what yet. But go ahead, leave some suggestions down below. Leave your thoughts.
There we go.
And yeah, let me know what ideas you have for that. So, like I said, if you like the video, please feel free to leave a like. Comment down below with your ideas. Open up that description box and follow me on social media. Minds.com
that's a pretty low roll.
Is the best place to follow me. But any of the social media accounts that are down there can be used to get notifications of when my videos go live.
Edge Midget 27.
To see more tabletop gaming content.
Orc Wanker 30.
And of course, keep
Elf
your
Trap
eyes and ears
56.
To the ground for details of
I'm just going to delete some human.
Subscriber special is going to happen.
To be fair, I'm just going to not put him in the turn order.
I'll just
I don't want to delete him because he's going to be in the game, so...
With all that said and
eventually.
Done,
and now the zombies.
As
Let's
usual, it is my sincere
figure out what they've rolled. Alright, first zombie.
Roll play well.
Gets...
Game on.
A17, so...
Are these, like...
11?
Old style zombies or new style zombies?
You don't know this. Like, you haven't identified them. You just see them as undead. Like, did you remember the description I gave you?
No.
Like, they're kind of rotted, they're covered in maggots, there's, like, flies all over them, one of them has their entrails on, like, the wrong side of their, like,
I'm thinking out of character, are they, like, classical horror movie ones, which are super slow and just kind of slowly shambling towards you, or modern day ones that sprint the fuck at you?
Oh, they're slow shamblers, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely slow shamblers.
Oh yeah. Last time we encountered zombies, by the way, I just want to warn you guys, I ended up blowing up one of my team members. Aragmar just reminded me of that.
Great to know.
Yeah, well, I learned my lesson from that one. Aim further away. He got the worst of it. Hold on a sec, before the stream starts, I will be right back. Oh man, wait, why is that showing? That's why. Nope, that's not working very well. I'll fix that. I gotta fix my green screen. Be right back, guys. Don't worry, I totally blame it on the space zombies. Okay, let's just make sure all my audio settings are good. I want desktop audio there. I want the music down minus 20 dB. So let's see, my voice is right there, so we want the music volume to be right there. There we go. Alright. How's the music sound on stream?
Can't even hear the music.
Okay. Well, no, you guys.
I
might
hear
be
it
able to
slightly.
Okay. You guys might not be able to hear it.
Who are you calling you people?
Us as the people playing with him.
Oh,
I'm talking
wow.
about them dirty greenskins over there.
Azul gets fed to a chaos troll. Fuck you.
Wow, that escalated quickly.
Oh, everyone's here. Can we play now? Can we?
Yeah, we're all here on time.
Yeah, let's go. Alright, so Elf, you actually rolled the most. You get to go first.
Yay.
What do you do?
I ready my bow, because we didn't specify we did that.
Oh,
Your bow is readied.
I ready my bow.
Your bow is readied.
How far away are they?
They're about 15 feet. So they're definitely in range.
Hey,
So they're like right
our
there,
icons
though.
go?
Player icons.
I mean, our tokens.
I'm not making tokens.
All right, fine. I'm okay.
Yeah, like I said like way at the beginning is saying like I don't want to make combat maps because too much effort.
No, I just meant my face. You know the drawing I did.
Oh, that. I
That's
could switch that back to that. That's fine.
Yeah, that's all. I'm just.
There you go.
Alright, so I guess I will try to I'll try to shoot a zombie.
Okay.
Weapons.
Well, weapon skill.
Ballistics. Why is this not roll? Miss.
Yeah. So you know that tree, right?
That's another tree on fire.
No. You just seem to have a problem with trees. Like, and for a wood elf, you seem to have a serious problem with trees because that arrow goes straight through the tree.
Oh.
And the tree glares at you, but because it's a tree, you have no idea how that works.
Jeez, you're gonna go to hell because you're violating the green pact, man.
Okay.
Oh wait,
I don't know
sorry.
what that is.
That's Elder Scrolls.
Orc.
Sorry, that's Elder Scrolls.
Go, orc.
I'm going to, I guess, ready my chopper.
Okay, your chopper is readied.
I approve of that.
And I'm going to run towards him.
So is this a charge?
Yes.
Okay, let me check your movement because I said they're about 15 away. Okay,
Yes.
You've got a charge of 8, so you can't actually charge them this turn.
Oh, fuck. So I just move towards him, I guess.
Okay, so so you just move 4, so that's fine. But you have your chopper. You have your chopper readied. So yeah, you ready your chopper and you move 4, so that's your turn.
Alright. I was just trying to make sure that's how that worked.
Yep. Okay.
Because charging's a full action.
Edge midget, go.
Alright.
Yeah, and charging's a full action. Yeah, you're right. Thanks, Malera.
Alright, so how far away are these guys from me again?
15
Yeah, about
feet.
15 feet. Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna try to cast another spell.
All right. You can channel for half an action, and you can cast a spell for half an action. So do you wish to channel?
Yes, I'm going to channel.
Okay.
So let's
Roll channeling then.
Incoming self-immolation.
I'm really hoping that this works out for me this time. It doesn't. What the fuck? God damn it, I didn't ask for that.
Okay, yeah. So you failed. Cast your spell.
I believe in you.
I do too.
What does the ingredient give you? It gives you a bonus.
Of like plus 20. Oh, they take a minus 20 penalty to BS and WS.
It gives you a bonus of 2. So like if you use your ingredient, you get a +2 to your casting roll. That's how it works.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Ingredient used? Did I use ingredient? No, I didn't use ingredient.
No. You describe the ritual that you do. Like roleplay it.
Okay.
So you grab the coal out, and what do you do?
Well, I mean, I grab the coal out, I squeeze it in my hand, I chant, the coal's on, like, lit up, and then I cast the spell.
Okay.
But I didn't do that this time, I just kind of raised my hand to cast the spell. In this case, just chant it.
Alright.
That's the quick version without the coal.
That just reminds me of the fucking wizards in Ankh-Morpork.
Kind of, yeah. I'm a really lazy chaos dwarf. I was good, it's just to shoot.
If anyone gets that reference, by the way, they get a cookie.
I don't.
Do you guys see the 3D dice? Because there's a lot of 3D dice now all over.
No, if you have 3D dice on, it's only for you.
Okay, because there's like 20 3D dice all over.
I see 2.
Okay.
Yeah,
it says you succeed. So yeah, all right. No, that's a good thing. You've succeeded.
Oh, I mean, yes, that's great. I'm happy.
So like, okay, so who are you actually putting this on? Which zombie?
The closest one.
Well, they're all kind of 15 tiles away from you. They're sort of like standing in a line.
I'm gonna do it on zombie number 1.
Okay, zombie number 1. All right, so I need to make sure that I remember this. So zombie 1 has minus 20% to weapon skill and ballistic skill. Okay, so yeah, you basically for the others, they see this cloud of ash kind of rise around the zombies' like feet, and it kind of like you hear kind of like a like really disgusting noises coming out as like the ash kind of chokes the thing.
So, how much damage did you take?
How much damage does it say? You do 4 damage. Yeah, so it takes 4 damage.
Okay.
Yep. So, okay.
Where's the damage roll part of that?
It's under the spell book for him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
I'm a wizard.
he doesn't get to roll. Like it's just flat damage.
And then the thing has the penalty listed in the spell here.
Yeah, it gets the penalty and it's also dealt damage. It's basically it's a homebrew spell I gave him, which I tried to balance. So this is something that I've told him is like, if it's a bit too overpowered, then we may have to tweak it at some point.
Yeah, which is totally cool by me because this is the first time I'm playing. This is the first time we've ever. But
the spells in question though are actually lore, like they're lore friendly. Like I got these from the Chaos Dwarf Sorcerers wiki page, and basically these are cited within the rulebook. So I don't think it's cited in this rulebook, but it's cited at least in a source. So these are the spells typically that the Chaos Dwarf Sorcerers would actually cast. I just homebrewed it for this campaign because I don't think there was any like specific skills. Anyway, but like that's an entire aside. So you've done that. So now it's Zombie 1's turn. He shambles. Basically, I can pretty much tell you what most of them do, honestly, so I can get through most of this. So yeah, Zombie 1 shambles, so he's now like 2 paces forward, 2 paces forward, 2 paces forward, 2 paces forward. However, zombie -5, he doesn't. In fact,
He explodes.
no, he throws his back out, and then you hear this retching sound, and it's disgusting. And what he spits up are like 3 kind of... They look like balls of gristle with faces on them.
Oh.
And they have sharp teeth.
Oh my god. They're nerdlings. I mean,
Potentially.
I don't know they're nerdlings. I'm not saying they're nerdlings.
So, everyone, roll willpower.
Please, oh god, please let this work out for me. Because this shit has not been working out for me today. Oh my god. The fuck is willpower? Oh, right there.
Rankin, you take 1 insanity point.
I think this is willpower.
So, two of these nurglings spawn, by the way.
That was right.
Yeah, you take an insanity point as well.
Oh crap. Okay, wait. Where do I add my insanity points?
And Lilith also takes an insanity point.
I would like to use one of my rerolls.
Okay, you can reroll that.
Because I have...
Yeah, that's something I
points.
should have reminded all of you. You do have fortune points that you can spend to reroll things.
Oh god, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Since it's non-canon, we just get them back after this session.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, fortune would replenish after every session anyway, so it doesn't matter. Fate points are the ones that don't replenish, but yes, you'll also be able to get those back after this because it's non-canon. In fact, actually, I'm thinking if you just fail, like, you'll see what will happen if you fail. Okay.
I still fail.
Yeah, so you also take an insanity point.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll just...
All of you are just disgusted by this thing, just, like, absolutely puking its guts up as, like, these 2 fucking, like, balls of anger and gristle come out.
Anger and gristle.
Mm-hmm. But besides that, because that was a full action, he basically ends his turn there, so it's your turn, Trap.
Alright, I'm gonna try to shoot that guy.
Well, there's a zombie that just spawned a bunch of nurglings.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot him.
Okay. Just shoot, no other action.
Aim and shoot.
Okay. I'm not gonna remind you next time.
Because moving is a half action, right?
Yeah. I've decided to be kind of nice here, but like I do really wish not to remind you this stuff when we actually go to do the campaign. So I will be a lot nastier.
And aiming is +10.
Aiming is +10, yes.
All right, so let's see if we can shoot. Oh my god, I suck. Miss.
Yeah, dude, like that tree. Seriously, that tree's about to call the cops on you.
Dude, that tree's he's just in the way, man.
What the fuck is your problem with that tree?
I'm just trying to put these wooden arrows back in the tree where they belong. You know? Returning nature to nature.
Also, I'm going to be nice here as well and say you don't have to keep track of your shots. Like for the sake of argument, you have infinite ammo.
Lovely. All right, and that is my turn.
Orc, go.
Aim, smash.
You ran 4, I think. Yes, you ran 4, and I said there were 15, and most of them have closed the gap by like 2, so they're kind of 13 tiles away now. So if you wanted to, you could run, and next turn you'd be able to engage them in melee combat.
Okay.
They're all kind of shuffling towards you in a line. Like a horizontal line. So, what do you wish to do? Do you wish to run? Which will be... You can move for 8 tiles, or you can just do a walk in another action. What would you like to do?
I'm just gonna walk, and then keep an eye on them.
Okay, so yeah, you move another 4 tiles. That's fine. Midget, go.
Azo.
Nope. start.
Yeah, it's your turn. Go.
Okay, wait. Wait. Where is it again? Where's the thing that pack? No, it's initiative.
No, you don't need to roll initiative. We've already established this. It's like, what do you want to do to the zombies that are slowly shambling towards you?
Oh, I want to swing.
Yeah, we're still in combat, by the way.
Okay, I want to ready my axe, and I want to swing at somebody.
Okay, so you ready your axe, and you ready your axe, and you can't swing at anything because there's nothing around you. So
never mind. I want to actually cast another spell. Screw it.
Okay.
Alright, this time though I'm gonna do it.
I shouldn't allow this. Actually, you know what? No, I'm not going to allow this. You ready your axe, and you can cast you can cast a spell, but you can't channel.
Oh, I can't channel. Okay.
No, but you can still cast a spell.
Can I
Yes.
use my hot coal?
Yes, because I think that counts as a free action.
Okay, so I'm gonna use my hot coal. I'm gonna crush it in my hand.
Yeah. And for the sake of argument as well, you technically have infinite coal for this as well. But in the campaign, like, you will keep track of that.
Okay, yeah. No, I was kind of figuring there. Alright, so I'm gonna use one magic. Channeling success, no. Ingredient used, yes. Submit. Oh my god, what is up with all this dice?
Oh shit, okay, you succeed again. So yeah, okay, pick a target.
Zombie number 1.
Okay, so the one you've already damaged. Alright, it succeeds again. It, Oh shit, I forgot to add the point where it halves their movement speed, my bad.
Oh, well...
Well, okay, well, for the sake of argument, he only moved 1 then, rather than 2, so... Okay. Alright, so yeah, you do another 4 damage to him. He actually looks pretty injured at this point.
What's their health?
So...
Oh wait, no. You're not supposed to know that. Never mind. Forget it.
No. Yeah, it's yeah. This guy looks like he's seen better days, but then again, how can you fucking tell? Like most of them are covered in rot. So yeah. Okay.
This 3D dice is amazing. It's like it's covering everything.
So yeah, that's your turnover. Zombie 1 moves up 1 tile. Zombie 2 moves up 2 tiles. So they're now at 11. Except for Zombie 1, who's at 12, I believe. He starts at 15. So he okay, no. Zombie 1's at 13. Yeah, he's moved 13. So Zombie 2's move is at 11. Zombie 3's at 11. Zombie 4's at 11. And Zombie -5 is at 13 now. Tiles. Alright, Elf Trap, go.
Alright, I'm gonna aim on the one that vomited.
Okay, then Zombie -5. Roll for hit.
Try to get a nice beeline for him and hope that maybe we'll hit him. Oh my god. We miss. Tree, 3 arrows. Perfect, burst, circle pattern.
Yeah, the tree actually says to you, it's like, you just shot my wife, you cunt.
Oh shit. You are in trouble. You're an elf. You're not supposed to be killing friends.
The tree looks like Rankin's picture right now, where it's just like the tree's the pipe. Like, hey, knock it off.
Okay, Orc, it's your turn.
I walk forward 4.
You're actually about okay, so you've walked 8 so far. I said that there are 15, so that's 11. So it's 11 take 8 basically, which is 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. So, actually, you could charge them. You're in distance to charge now, if you want.
I'm gonna charge, motherfucker.
Okay, so you charge the one that is closest to you, which I am basically going to say is Zombie 3. So, you charge him, roll for weapon skill, which is at a 10%, I believe, for a charge. Malaria, back me up.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is. Okay, so yeah, roll weapon skill.
I can see your dice.
Okay, so yeah, you hit the body, roll damage.
Alright.
Watch him just one-shot this fucking zombie.
Chopper.
Chopper.
So,
I'll take the impact on that.
You're gonna take the 13. Yeah, you just straight up fucking one-shot this thing. Like, you just carve it in two.
Damn.
Yeah. So yeah, Zombie 3 is fucking gone. Like, you see, like, its entrails sort of, like, kind of squirm as it, like, slowly dematerializes, but leaves, like, this green ichor, like, it's, like, kind of like this green putrid pool, basically, where its body used to be, but the rest of its body sort of just, like, it, like, quickly dissolves and leaves nothing but bones.
Rankin's just like, yay.
Okay.
Knee smash good.
Alright, Edge Midget, go.
Okay. Alright. I am going to do another spell. Because why the hell not? I'm a mage.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to say, the Nurglings follow their master, by the way, so they just move the same amount.
Okay. Which zombie did the Nurgling spawn from?
-5.
Okay, -5.
Yeah.
-5 is kind of freaking me. How do you become a negative?
I was just being a dick and basically said, like, I don't want there to be a zombie 5, it's a -5.
Alright, I'm gonna try channeling, and then I want to cast my spell. Let's see if I can get this to work successfully.
I'm gonna say that you can't channel with your weapon out, because I think that would require both of your hands.
No, that's
because like you'd have to like do like waving motions and stuff, so I won't let you channel.
Yeah, no. Okay, I forgot I pulled that thing out.
Yeah.
Alright, so hot coal, I'm gonna do my ritual. And
right.
I am going to cast a spell. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do it again on zombie number 1. No, I get confused. Yes. This is insane how much dice is on my freaking screen. I don't understand.
Jesus, like he just succeeded like all 3 of those. So yeah, do you just cast this on the one you've been casting it on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is he dead yet?
Yeah, he evaporates into a cloud of ash. Like you just straight up killed him.
Oh, this is so satisfying.
Yeah, so he kind of like basically like lava sort of bursts out of his body and he sort of explodes like a little mini firework.
Oh my god, I gotta cut holes in my shirt.
Yeah.
Totally
so, there you go. Zombie 1's dead.
Right.
Yay.
Alright, Zombie 2. Since Zombie 2 is actually close enough, he charges at you, Rankin. And he has a weapon skill, which I shall be doing. I don't know why I'm talking like Shatner right now.
Oh, damn. I need some fire bloom.
Well, holy fuck.
So who died?
Yeah, the zombie misses you.
Oh, thank god.
Okay, Zombie 4. You attack Rankin.
To be honest, I didn't think it would do much damage, because I didn't take any damage from a rat ogre.
To be fair, that was a rat ogre that I homebrewed, and
he rolled like shit.
Idea. Yeah, he rolled like shit too.
He rolled like I'm rolling right now.
Yeah, Zombie 4 misses you again.
So are they like just like lurching, trying to like bite, or are they clawing? Like how do these things like try to attack people?
They're like biting and clawing, just like basically like primitive attack.
Just like The Walking Dead.
Yeah, or just puking on you, whatever.
That's gross.
Okay, so Zombie -5 technically gets 3 attacks because he has his Nurglings out.
Oh, son of a bitch. Let's kill that motherfucker.
I'm trying.
So he charges you, and his minions charge at you, Rankin. He actually gets an additional 10% because you're also outnumbered, by the way. He gets 20% and he gets 3 attacks. So let's do this.
Yeah, it's outnumbered 3-1 at this point.
Yeah. Okay, so the zombie misses you. One of the Nurglings actually managed to hit you, and one of the other Nurgling misses you as well. Basically. So, for the Nurgling who hit you... yes. They deal... Oh, shit. First I need to figure out, like, what body part it is. You know...
Testicle.
Okay, 40. What the fuck is...
I vote that.
Testicle. I really should have the goddamn table out. Because here's the problem with, like, I don't have a character sheet like you, so I have to, like, look at all the tables and shit. Critical hits, no. No. There's initiative. It's not there. Give me a sec, sorry.
No problem.
No, that's critical hits. Where the fuck is it in the book again?
You said
talking where the hitting is?
Yeah, like I'm trying to. Okay, he hit a 40.
40 is the
It would be
left
my
arm.
left arm.
Left arm. Okay, thank you guys. Sorry about that. So yes, and now roll for damage. Okay. Yeah, it straight up just doesn't do any damage to you. It just kind of tries to latch onto your leg, and it goes like... And
So, you mean it just didn't do enough damage to actually hurt me, or he rolled a 0?
he didn't do enough damage to actually hurt you. He actually rolled a negative.
Oh.
Yeah, I
mean,
made
you
these
have to-
things particularly weak because here's what happens now. Roll willpower.
Oh god, am I gonna be insane by the end of this fight?
You'll just be cold and angry.
Failure. You take a -10 to strenuous tasks for 4 rounds.
What's a strenuous task?
Attacking, blocking, parrying, anything that requires any amount
I'm
of strength.
so absolutely fucked.
Yeah, you take a -10.
Thinking.
Because basically, like, this thing's kind of infected you with a disease. Like, you start feeling feverish.
Would that be a willpower or a toughness?
It's willpower, because the disease is warp-born. It's not a normal contagion. It's a contagion that is based in magic.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yes. Since this pretty much just goes to show you that these aren't normal zombies. These are plague zombies of Nurgle. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, these are...
Hence why they're spawning Nurglings.
Yeah, this is not a
Well, I
good
guess
game. This
I
is
guess we
very
have to put down
complicated.
old Yellow.
Yeah.
Gotta put down our orc friend. Alright, man, you're infected with the warp.
So, yeah, you take a -10 now. So, yeah, Elf Trap, we'll go.
I'm going to aim and miss. Hey!
At this point, we've just done so many tree jokes, it's not even funny. Orc, go.
It's sad now.
You've got a Nurgling biting at your ankle. That's just giving you a disease. What do? Are you gonna squish it?
I'll kill whatever. Actually, I already killed what I was aiming for originally, so yeah, I'll just try to squish it
Okay.
with my chopper.
Yep. Roll your weapon skill, -10. Yeah, you miss.
Chopper.
Midget. No! Orc friend, need help.
I'm looking for... Let's... Okay, what do we... how close are how close is the nearest zombie to me? Because I'm right behind it, right?
Have you moved at all?
I have not moved.
So yeah, they're about
10 feet?
Yeah, 10 feet away.
Okay, so I was gonna move closer to swing my hand axe.
Okay.
Can I do that in one move, or how does that mechanic work?
Well, your run is 9, so you could run for a full action, and that means you'll be like next turn you'll definitely be able to attack them.
Okay.
But you move for 3, so
let me run then and get closer.
okay, you run, and you're now next time you'll be able to hit them.
Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. So I moved up.
Okay. Zombie 2 attacks Zazzle.
I didn't see that coming.
Well, you're close enough now. So he breaks off from the orc. Orc's still outnumbered because he's having to deal with the Nurglings and Zombie 4 and -5, so he's still technically outnumbered. Zombie 2 disengages and basically hits you. This would normally do an attack of opportunity, but the orc is sort of like having to deal with like a thing latched to his leg, as well as like a couple of zombies. So the plague zombie basically like it hits you, and let's see if it hits.
Please don't hit. I do not want to get a plague. Again. Except this would be fictional this time.
He misses.
Oh, thank God.
Alright, Zombie 4.
Heresy!
Attacks Rankin. Yeah, and he gets a +10 because he's outnumbered as well. So let me see. Because this actually looks really fucking close. Oh god, yeah. Basically, like, you see this, like, putrefied claw kind of swipe your face, Rankin, but it misses you basically by a gnat's dick of an inch.
Ha! Mr. Brushface is
Also,
kill them with fire, by the way.
Also, don't forget, guys, if you have it, you can use the ability Dodge Blow.
Wait, do I have that?
If you're trained in it, you can dodge attacks.
Yes.
You see, I'm not super afraid because I feel like I can shrug off quite a lot of the damage, depending, of course.
True, but you didn't dodge the disease, though.
Yeah, but you can't catch the same disease.
You can't really dodge disease, man.
Sure you can. If you don't get bit by the thing that's giving you disease, you effectively dodge the disease.
Well,
just
true.
Heads up, guys, that Nurgle, like, he makes the best diseases. So just imagine
Exactly.
a disease and add the word super to it, and that's exactly what you're going to catch.
Yeah, these are just the these are the basic minions. Like you haven't
gotta
seen
make it
some of
90s.
Hmm.
Radical diseases.
Radical. Okay, yeah. So right
Yeah,
now,
gotta be
you're
90s about it.
Yeah, you don't want to catch radical AIDS or syphilis. Yeah, just stay away from it, man. Just stay
Yeah.
away. Radical AIDS. I really hope I don't get in trouble because I'm streaming this.
Why'd you get in trouble?
Because I'm streaming on Mixer and there's a lot of kids on there.
Yeah, but it's not a degenerative disease, it's radical AIDS. It's different.
Well, I know. I'm just saying.
It's fictional, they don't know.
Anyway, yeah,
Yeah.
Zombie 4
Gay 14-year-olds don't get AIDS.
missed. So Zombie -5 and the Nurglings attack Rankin with a 10% modifier because outnumbered. And yeah, all of them miss you.
Yay.
So they've been rolling shit today. Alright, Elf Trap, go.
No, I would bet $100 if I said I'm going to shoot Rankin, I would guaranteed crit. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try to shoot Zombie -5 still. So I'm going to miss.
You are shooting into melee, so you do take a
Fuck!
Yeah, and you would have taken a -20, by the way, because you're shooting into melee.
Oh, shit.
Friggin' glorious. Oh my god.
Well, I have been entirely ineffective this fight, so next.
I'm going to be nice now and not say that you hit Rankin, okay? So you just shot at the ground.
Please
Appreciated.
don't. We can't kill my Hulk buddy.
It's Orc's turn, but he went AFK, so that's great.
I'm back.
Oh, okay.
My brother just fell down the stairs. Never mind that.
Oh.
Damn, everyone's getting like life or death situations. I swear to God, I almost get killed by a drill, and then 500 pounds of sheetrock, and someone falls in stream. This is no good.
I'm gonna attack the plague zombie.
Okay.
The one that spat out shit.
Yep, so that's -5. Cool. All the other ones haven't taken any damage, so it's fine. So yeah, well, roll your weapon skill at -10, because this is still affecting you.
Oh.
Yeah, you miss.
Oof.
Edge midget, you're in battle. You can swing.
Oh, thank God. Okay, so I'm going to swing my axe.
All right.
Swing it.
Do you want to aim or nah?
No, no, I'm not going to aim. I'm just going to swing in general.
Okay, just roll weapon skill then.
Wait, did that do it? Nope, that didn't do it.
Yeah, you miss.
Damn it.
By the nearest fucking margin, you miss. Like, it's kind of like you scraped his nose, essentially.
Oh, God. Okay. Well, obviously...
You do have one. You have a half action left, by the way.
Oh, I do? Okay, so wait, what can I do in a hard action? Because that was a little unclear on.
I'm not saying like what do you remember?
Nothing. Can I cast a spell? I'm gonna cast a spell. No, I'm not gonna cast a spell.
Okay, end turn.
You could have aimed, which is a half action, which would have made your attack hit.
Or he could have parried, which I was kind of looking for. But
Yes, or you can take a parry stance.
yeah, I'm not being nice anymore.
No,
I've
I'm a
been
dwarf,
way
I don't
too
parry.
bad.
I don't parry. So no.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do that. I wouldn't
So
do that.
Zombie 2 attacks you. As all.
Oh crap.
Let's see if he can fucking hit something. No, misses. Jesus, these things are rolling like shit. Come on, you've outnumbered the orc. You can do this. Nope. Zombie -5. Come on, man. Add your nurglings. 3d100.
But nurglings are so cute.
The plague zombie hits you. Roll location. 44. That's left arm, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, okay. Roll damage. He does 1.
Doesn't do any damage.
Yeah, because of your toughness, but you still have to roll willpower.
God, I'm gonna be absolutely fucking crazy after this, aren't I? Wow!
Yeah, you... In fact, not only did you resist that, but you start feeling better, so the disease wears off. So, yeah, you no longer have a -10 modifier. Elf Trap, go!
Alright, I'm going to, shit, I can't afford a -20 because with shooting the melee, so I'll just miss. So I'm gonna, is stowing an item an action?
You can ready your sword for a half action, and I'll be nice and say that you will put your bow away when you do that.
Alright, so I'll do that, and then, I will kind of just I can't run, so I'll just walk up.
Okay.
And then my move is 5, so I can get halfway there.
Yep, that's fine. So, next turn you'll be able to attack, or you'll be in charge distance. So that's
Yes.
fine. All right, orc, go.
Sorry, my Chrome just shut down, so it's currently reloading.
Your PC shut down.
My Chrome.
Oh. I don't understand what that means. There's no such thing as a Chrome in Warhammer. No, I'm not going to be like that. That's way too... Ugh.
So I'm gonna
We should make
aim
a creature
and
for that now. I think we should homebrew one.
I think
Aim
someone...
and
Okay,
swing
I
the
think someone in
zombie.
the Wizards Guild has invented something similar to the internet, okay?
Ooh.
Maybe.
so aim and swing at zombie -5.
Okay, so 10% weapon skill. And you miss.
Fuck.
Edge Magic, go.
Okay. I want to swing my axe again.
Okay, roll weapon skill.
Okay, where there we go. Weapon skill. Attack fly. Using the power. God fucking damn it! I'm going back to using my spells.
Yeah, you miss again.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Zombie 2. He hits you. No, he doesn't hit you, but I'm going to roll his attack. Sorry.
Okay.
I should have worded that better. Yeah, he misses. Zombie 4, which is still attacking Orky McOrk face.
Oh, you're my Gorgavis! So cute.
Misses. And zombie -5 attacks Orky McOrk face. The plague zombie and the Nurgling miss you, but the last one almost hits you, but just misses you.
Is this how
Elftrap,
it's gonna constantly go?
yeah, probably until someone actually rolls well. I'm surprised you guys are struggling. I kind of made these guys pretty weak, as you can tell.
Well, no matter how weak they are, if you can't fucking hit them, you can't kill them.
Huh. Huh. Are you guys there?
Yeah?
Okay.
Oh, did you hear me?
No, I was
Yeah.
just making sure.
Yeah. Relative to zombie number -5, where is zombie 2 and 4?
Zombie 2 is currently attacking Azul, and they're sort of like nearby where Rankin is. They're about 2 tiles away from
So it's like,
Rankin. And then you have Zombie 4 and Zombie -5, and then the 2 Nurglings all attacking Rankin at once.
so is it like kind of like this in terms of how they're positioned, and like that's orc, dwarf, etc., or like. So I'm just trying to orientate myself so I can charge one of the zombies without being attacked by a bunch of Nurglings.
Okay, so yeah, you have -5, and then the Nurglings are kind of around -5's feet, pretty much, and they're all attacking the orc. And then 4 is kind of like at the center, -5's sort of like off to the side to the right, and then to the left you have Zombie 2 and Azul about 2 tiles away fighting.
All right, so I can charge in and attack the center zombie without like having to worry about like Nurglings being like right next to me, right? Is that a thing I can do?
Potentially.
All right.
Or you could help Azul.
Well, Azul seems to be doing just fine on his own.
Pretty much.
Okay.
The orc seems to be outnumbered.
So what do?
So I'm going to charge in with my short sword, and well, we're gonna see if I can maybe do something with melee combat.
Okay.
Oh my god, I did something.
That is amazing.
Yeah,
I hit the
okay,
left
you
arm.
hit the left arm. So this is Zombie 4, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So roll damage.
Oh, roll
Oh
for
shit, you
Oryx Fury.
crit. Roll for Oryx Fury.
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
This thing's probably like super dead.
I just throw. I'm just gonna throw away my bow. I'm just throwing it away because it's fucking useless. So no fury, but I got an 11.
Yeah, this thing is like on its last legs. You dealt it a serious blow to its left arm. Like, its left arm is kind of hanging, like, with like a little bit of fat, like, off the end. It's not completely detached, but you see, like some tendons and nerve endings still attached to the arm as it, like, drips, like, this putrid, like, kind of slime out of, like, the hole that you've just made.
Oof.
Yeah, so you dealt it a pretty nasty, like, blow. So
I did it. I helped.
Alright. Orc, you're no longer outnumbered, so that's good.
I'm gonna aim and swing at... Is 5 the one that was hit, or was it a different one?
4 was hit.
I'm gonna aim and swing at 5 again.
Okay. 10% modifier.
You're fucking me.
Swing and a miss.
The same exact fucking roll.
Okay.
This is the best shit ever, I swear to god.
Dwarf's turn, go. Yeah, I made him the fucking fighter, and he can't fight.
Alright.
It's alright, I'm
one
the...
more time, because first off, I'm a dwarf with an axe, you can't hit anything. We have an elf with a bow, can't hit anything. I only
Except
need
with a
magic.
sword, apparently. Like, maybe she should have changed profession.
Pretty
Yeah.
much. Jesus. Like, one of those things.
I mean, you did do well. You did, like, kind of engulf something in ash, so...
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to doing that. After this, putting away my goddamn axe forever. I'm hanging it up. I'm a wizard now. I'm a wizard, guys.
So, you're stowing your axe.
After this shit. Well, not now. No, not now. Not now.
Okay.
Yeah, not now. I said I will.
I was gonna say, it gets an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, I'm not going to, like, put my axe away while I got a friggin' plague zombie in front of me and 3 nurglings.
No, you're not the one with the 2 nurglings, you just got the plague zombie.
I mean, not yet. That's the thing. Not yet.
Okay. But, are you going to attack him? Did you attack him? No, you missed. Okay.
No, I missed it completely, so I'm just gonna sit here and pretend nothing happened.
Speaking of nurglings, the zombie doesn't birth anymore, he just attacks you. Because this is GM saying this combat's going on way too fucking long.
Yeah, this shouldn't be taking this long.
And the zombie misses. I mean, to be honest, it's like haven't been able to fucking hit you either. Zombie 4 attacks Elf Bitch, who just tried to...
I will dodge the blow. Maybe.
Well, you don't need to, because he missed anyway. So.
Hooray!
And now Zombie 5, negative 5, goes and attacks Rankin with his horde of Nugglings. And they all miss.
Oh my god. Wait, that's good.
I'm gonna aim, and I'm gonna try to stat kiss. Kind of try to finish off zombie number 4.
Yep.
And maybe stab him in the right leg.
Okay.
I am a better swordsman than I am an archer. That makes me sad.
To be honest, we're just doing rolling for damage for show, but we may as well, because you're going to kill him.
Wait. Oh, 3 damage.
Yeah. Basically, you severed an artery or something, and it kind of topples backwards and sort of dissolves. So yeah, it's dead.
I helped. I did it.
Alright, Orc.
That's my turn.
Go.
I'm gonna swing at number 5 again, I guess. Aim and swing. And a miss.
Okay. Yeah, you missed. Edge midget, go.
Okay. I am going to swing again. Because what the fuck? Why not? I should be able to do this. But if I can't do it, then I'm literally going to fucking put this axe away next turn. And then I'm going to just use fire fists. I'm going to fucking use my fire fists. I'm going to blow shit up. I'm so mad right now. I don't know what to
Okay,
do.
so yeah, you missed again. Zombie hits you. Zombie does actually hit you. Okay, I need to roll for location.
Well, ain't this great?
5. That's a headshot, isn't it?
Yes, 5 is a headshot.
Alright, so it gets double damage, because I think headshot's double damage, right?
I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure it's double damage, so I'm gonna roll.
Who's taking double damage right now?
Shit, you take 8 damage.
Oof.
You take 8 damage, Azul.
Oh my god.
To the dome.
So, okay, so it hits your head. Are you wearing anything in your head?
Fuck me, no.
Okay, so what's your toughness bonus?
Oh god. I am so fucking screwed right now. This is not good. My toughness bonus.
It'll be under secondary profile under TB.
Yeah.
Secondary profile. Okay, so secondary profile TV. 4.
4. Okay, so you take 4. You take 4 damage off that. You still get dealt 4.
Well, that's great. What the hell's my HP?
Yeah, and now you also have to roll willpower.
Willpower.
This zombie rolled really fucking good, by the way.
I really hate zombies and nerval right now.
Okay, yeah, you don't get diseased. That's fine.
God, but I still have -4 damage.
Yep. Okay.
Wait, what's
Negative
what
5.
is your hit points, by the way? Because I didn't even look at that before.
It's your
under
wounds.
Wounds. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
So
we'll
just
roll
put it in. Put it in your journal that you've taken 4 out of your total, because in this session you would have been healed. So.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want 3d100? Yeah, they all miss. Elf, go.
All right. So which zombie just headshot him? Zombie
The zombie that hit the dwarf. Yeah.
I'm gonna aim and try to hit zombie number 2.
Okay.
Try to
Yeah.
back him up since he is now wounded.
That's fine.
Let's see if when we're outnumbering this one now, right?
I think outnumbering's like 3 or more.
Well, there's 2 thresholds. There's outnumbering 2 to 1, and there's outnumbering 3 to 1.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So you get 10%.
Sweet. I'm gonna miss anyway. Well, maybe not. I'm a swordsman. I did it!
Oh, you hit the head. Shit. Okay.
Oh.
Well, roll for damage,
Oh my god, I'm helping.
and you get double.
All right, so just double the number, whatever I roll, right?
Yeah. Just roll the damage normally, and I'll double it.
All right, would it be 6?
You do 12. So yeah, you one shot this thing.
So
you
it's like the
basically-
thing like bites him.
So yes, like as he like bites down on the dwarf's like head, like you kind of chop its neck off, and you sort of like the head is sort of like kind of like lodged into the like the dwarf's head as like the rest of the body dissolves, and like you can just see the skin kind of slowly peel off like before your eyes as this thing just becomes like a bleached white skull and then drops to the ground and smashes.
That went dark. But I'm okay with that.
And I think the elf just gives you like this look that you probably haven't seen before. It's just like this, like almost like this bloodthirsty face of like, all right, shit's real now. no more pussyfooting around with a bow. I can't hit anything anyway. Time to get dirty.
Going to get dirty. You dirty boy.
All right. I'll be with you in just a second.
No problem.
Okay. Because I have to do a bunch of arithmetic now in my head.
Oh god, I don't even know how to do that. I mean, I know how to do You know what? I don't know what I'm saying. Just, I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, this is what happens when I can't prepare like creatures in time because it's a bullshit session. I mean, I already had this idea in my head. It's just like I didn't have time to prepare, so I apologize if this is going to make things a bit longer. But I am going as quick as I can.
No, you're fine.
As you probably could tell, I've added a couple of new combatants to the turn order.
Gotcha.
A plate bearer.
New enemies are coming, and right now I'm calculating the cultist stats because I need to stat it real quick. Okay, that's fine. Alright. Okay. So, I'm just going to roll some more initiative. So they'll be added to the turn order, so you guys don't roll an additional initiative. So these are, because these are new combatants, they roll, like, their own initiative. Cool. Alright, so... Right. And basically, you guys still get to go first, as if it were your turn order. So Orc would go then. Basically, after Elf Trap, these guys would come into the fight, so don't worry. Okay. Okay, cool. So, Orc, it's your turn. So these two combatants, they aren't in right now. Like, I'll describe when they come in. They'll come in after the Elf's turn.
Aim and swing at the -5.
Yep, since that's the only zombie left. Okay. Roll for hit, please.
Motherfucker!
Yep, you miss. Okay, Dwarf. What do?
Let's see.
So
go for the German suplex.
There's 2 Nurglings and there's a plague zombie still out.
Okay, I'm gonna put away my axe. And then
Okay,
I am
so
going
you...
to... How close are they to me? They're within, like, melee range, right?
They're in melee range, so if you want to do your Fist of Fire, you'll be able to cast your spell, and then you'll be able to attack them next turn.
That is what I'm going to do. I'm going to...
Okay, so cast your spell.
Challenge success. No, didn't do that. No, because I couldn't buy Fire Bloom. Some GM was stingy. Okay, did I win? Yes! Okay, it's succeeded. There we go. I'm happy. My life is complete now. You hear that, Mr. Brushface? I'm gonna kill something with fire.
Okay, yeah, so you guys see his hands lit aflame, basically. So, like, his arms are on fire. Like, does this perturb you? Because this is the first time you've seen them do this.
I mean, we just watched him like envelop some dude and choke him with ash. I think that'll lead questions for after combat, but I think right now,
Okay.
as long as he doesn't set me on fire.
Okay, so yes, your arms are now ablaze. That's fine.
Oh,
So that doesn't
so
mean nothing.
fucking badass.
Zombie and Nurglings, they're gonna go attack now. And fuck me, the zombie and the Nurgling hit you. Let's see where they hit you. Rankin. 18 and 32. Is 18 a headshot? I think 32's body.
I do not think an 18 is a headshot. Yeah. 18, they're both right arm.
They're both right arm. Okay. Roll damage.
Fuck your right arm.
Okay. So, yeah, they aren't actually able to do any damage to you.
All right.
However, since they managed to
Hit me, will
land a hit, you have to roll 2 willpower tests now. Okay, so yeah, you get the -10, you're feverish, but you succeeded 1, so you don't get any additional negatives.
What? I'm so confused about how this works.
No reason. you start feeling feverish again, and you now have a -10 to strenuous tasks.
So I'm even more useless. Yay.
No. Well, previously you were cured, because like you rolled a successful willpower, so you were able to get over your like spiritual rot. But now like you failed again, so you're now unable to get over it. The other willpower was just so that the other thing couldn't infect you, and it didn't. But the one landed, so you would have been infected now. Because this happened simultaneously.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? No, I guess.
Maybe.
All right,
Definitely.
we'll move on. Elf.
All right, so now the only combatant we can see at the moment is the
Yeah. After your turn, the new enemies will enter.
All right, so ignoring them, so there's just the one guy. So I'm gonna try. How many Nurglings are there?
There's 2.
Are those harder to hit than like the zombie, or is it just the same difficulty?
Just the same difficulty, to be honest.
All right, I'm gonna try to pop one of the Nurglings then.
Okay.
Aim and
Roll for hit.
Aim and pop, and let's see if I can. Wow, I am on a roll with melee attacking.
Well, technically, it doesn't have a left arm, so you basically just hit its body.
Hit its body. All right.
Yeah.
Jesus,
And-
really into his left arms.
And we hit him for 3.
It's really injured, but you didn't actually manage to kill it, surprisingly.
Damn it!
But it's like close to death. Fuck it, I'm just gonna be nice. You're like 1 off. it's on 1 hit point. So yeah. Okay. New enemies come in. So what you see is the wiry beard man, and he has an escort with him. I'm going to show you a picture of what his escort looks like.
Ooh, is it sexy? Probably not.
Well, it's an escort, so yeah.
That's what I was thinking. You ever trip in Vegas, you get escorts. Sorry. Alright, guys. I'm gonna calm it down. Oh, someone's following me on Twitch.
I think this is a... Nah, actually, I think this image is good. Yeah, I like this image. So I'm going to show you this image, and this is basically what you guys now see. Let's go on Untitled again. We'll delete this for now. Ugh.
What the heck?
At least one thing of that's taught me here is, like, I'm going to make sure everything's fucking prepared. Next time.
No problem. It's still fun.
I'm glad you're enjoying it.
I'm having
But, yeah, this is what you see. That is a plague bearer.
I'm not seeing anything.
Oh, yeah, shit, I forgot to switch you to the right map. There we go. Bam! That is a plague bearer.
Is anyone as hard as I am?
So he's got like this big Gene Simmons tongue. He's got his cucumbers over his eyes for beauty.
Yeah.
He's got his third nipple, that bad guy from James Bond. He has some gnarly scoliosis going on with that spine, man.
Everyone roll willpower, by the way, because you've just witnessed a fucking lesser demon of Nurgle.
Yes, we will, and that is... Dude, can I get a roll of heal check on that guy's spine to like help him be more comfortable in his daily life? Because that looks
Take
like
an insanity point.
No healing the plague bearer, damn it. No.
But he looks so uncomfortable.
No, he's
Lilith,
happy, trust me.
take
Nurgle-
willpower.
Nurgle
Take
loves
willpower, you're looking at a horrifying demon.
I'm trying. I'm struggling to get my character sheet to open for some
You
reason.
would make him very unhappy, okay, if you healed them.
There we go.
Happy, Nurgle bless him with his gifts, okay?
Did I roll good?
No, you didn't. You take an
I'm
insanity
gonna
point.
use my fate roll point again.
Yeah.
You're going to use your other fortune point, so that's your
Yes.
last reroll. Okay.
Yes. Oh. Well, closer that time.
Yeah, okay. You still take an insanity point.
Okay.
None of you were like at the threshold, so don't worry. I think all of you have taken 2, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so at 5, that's when shit starts going down.
It's going down. Ooh, wait, where'd my music go?
Okay, so Plague Bearer. Let's see. Okay, it Alright. And, just want to double check something real quick, and then I will tell you what it does. Okay, so basically what you see that Plague Bearer, and then you see the cultist that was described to you by, you know, the governess that you talked to, like, ages ago, which feels like forever now. So yeah, he fits the description. He's kind of in, like, dark robes, and he's got, like, sigils, like, all over his body, and he's actually, wielding a short sword, similar to yours, Lilith, except this one seems to be dripping with some sort of corrosive material.
Oh.
Yeah. So, yes, the Plague Bearer, since you guys have actually moved closer, these two appear out the building, by the way. The Plague Bearer straight up fucking charges Rankin, and, yeah, it starts to do damage. Gee. Okay. And, yeah, fuck me, he misses. So he swings, like, his big, like, club thing, like, at you, Rankin, and he misses. Alright, so Cultist. Yeah, Cultist basically does the same thing. He's kind of, like, screaming, like he's babbling in, like, Dark Tongue, which, Azul, if you really... do you have Dark Tongue, Azul?
Wait, actually, no. I think I might not have Dark Tongue. I think I have something else. What did you give me? Oh no, I do have Dark Tongue. You gave me Dark Tongue.
He's... Okay, yeah, okay, well, you basically, you hear him say, like,
Oh wait, hold on, sorry.
For Papa Nurgle, the Lord of Flies. You just hear him scream that, basically, in Dark Tongue.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so that might perturb you a little bit. And he actually straight up charges you, Azul.
Oh god.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
I'm going to Papa Nurgle. Alright, I'm going to punch him in his stupid face with
Well,
Fire
you can't
resist.
punch him yet. It's his turn. He's gonna hit you.
Oh. Well, never mind then.
Yeah, and he completely misses.
Oh.
He's a deranged cultist after all, so... Okay, Orc. You have a Plague Bearer and the zombie in front of you.
Fuck me sideways. And I have -10 to hitting anything.
Yeah, you have -10 because you got infected.
You can do it. I believe in you, Mr. Rourke.
I'm gonna aim and hit the thing which looks scarier, which is probably
Just-
gonna be the plague thing.
Beat up the nerdle.
The Plague Bearer, okay.
So, since I get +10 and -10, it's just a normal hit.
I believe in you. You did it.
Okay, hit left arm, roll for damage.
Fuck the left arm.
Did I chop it? Did I chop it?
So, okay, so you're taking your impact damage, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I'd imagine. Okay. It's hurt, definitely, but it's still swinging. So you leave like a somewhat nasty gash in its left arm.
Oh jeez. Oh jeez, guys, that's bad. I mean,
Do I roll another willpower to get over the sickness, or is that only when I get hit?
No. I'm not well, I know like how long it lasts, but I can't give that information.
Just get down with the sickness, dude.
Yeah. Alright, Edge Midget, your turn.
Okay.
Your mother get up.
You're down with the sickness. So do I use unarmed, or what do I use?
It's weapon.
Yeah,
Your weapon skill with your weapon in the
Use unarmed,
weapon
yeah,
sheet.
because you're punching.
Okay.
And then you add the spell's damage to the punch.
Okay. Oh, so that's gonna be 2. This is a really weak freaking skill. Wait.
Oh yeah, and armor counts as double against it.
Oh great.
And don't forget, if they have to if you hit them, they have to do a toughness test not to get caught on fire. So I mean, it has that going for it.
It's your strength bonus it's 1d10 with your strength bonus -4, then your spell damage, which is 6.
Okay. Wait.
So it would be 3 minus 4, which would be -1, and
So I
then
would roll 1d4.
so you'd be dealing +5.
Okay.
It's just
If
there's
I'm-
armor that counts double, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a pretty solid punch.
Yeah, but he still missed anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's no good.
and then Zombie 5 is still alive, right?
Yeah, he's still alive, he's kicking, and his Nurglings are kicking as well.
Everyone like the.
Just about.
One of them.
Yeah. No, the other one is still alive. You wounded it, but it's not dead.
Oh, but I thought you said you were going to give it to me. Oh,
No, I didn't.
You Indian giver.
I didn't say I was going to give it to you, and they all missed anyway. So, Elf, what do? Because they were going to hit Rankin.
I'm gonna try to attack
Pretty awesome.
zombie number 5. Aim and strike.
Okay.
For zombie number 5. There's an even number of us, there are them. Oh, my first miss with melee.
Yeah, you missed Plague Bearer. Plague Bearer goes after Elf now.
Gave up on hitting the orc.
And
apparently,
missed. Cultist goes after Azul. And missed. Orc!
Do we get a chance to hit the plague bearer?
Yeah,
Or
you
does
can
it
hit
just-
you can hit the Plague Bearer. He basically like there's you, and then there's the elf next to you, and the Plague Bearer is kind of like in between you, and then there's Zombie 5 who's attacking you, Rangan.
I feel like the plague bearer is more dangerous. Would my character think this? Okay, I need to
Character
roll.
has no fucking clue. Like none of you even know this is a Plague Bearer. This is just some weird fucking warp entity.
Okay, it looks fucking weird. Of course, it's the most dangerous thing. That's the thing. Let's murder it.
None of you even realize this is even Nurgle because none of you have knowledge of Nurgle.
Not yet.
Nope.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm gonna aim and hit for the plague thingy.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh shit, you hit its head, so that's double damage.
Get him.
rolled the wrong thing.
Hey guys, I gotta go AFK for a second.
Okay. Wait, when you roll double in damage and impact, is that significant at all?
No.
No, it's not. Okay, so yeah, you do 14 damage to it. So I need to figure out if it's on critical or not.
I just bash its head in.
Near enough. Let's see. You did 14, right?
I've
Yeah,
got a
it's
total of 25.
You leave a massive gash in its head, and it looks like it's almost dead at this point.
So when I hit, it's devastating, but it really don't hit often.
Yeah. Edge Midget, you'll go. Finish this. You have the cultist attacking you.
I think he just left for a bit.
Great. I promise you that the session's almost over. It's like, once you've dealt, like, with these last guys, basically it's end of session.
Alright, because I'm gonna go to sleep after this.
But yeah, have you guys enjoyed this? I'm sorry that, like, that there have been slowdowns. It's just because, of course, I haven't had anything prepared, so I've had to, like, fucking roll stats on the fly.
Yeah, it's fine. I have no issues with how it's going so far.
Malera? They're muted.
No, I'm not. I'm here.
Okay. You having fun?
Yeah, I'm having fun. Yeah, I had someone show up at my house, so I just needed to greet them real quick and touch their butt.
That's fine. Like I said, I'm hoping that, like, the actual campaign won't be as impromptu as this.
No, this is fine for impromptu.
This is getting us ready for, I would say, actually playing the game, because this is an educational thing for all of us. Like, oh, you can aim and hit, insanity point.
Yeah.
The guy with 51 points in ballistic skills just uses melee weapon, even though he's only got a 39, because he's just better at it, apparently.
Yeah, that's just bad luck. I mean, I can't really do anything about that.
I know, right?
But yeah, like, I kind of gave some of these things some special rules because to kind of differentiate them and make them a bit unique. Like, the thing that was affecting you, since you're basically about to kill it, it was a skill I called Pestilence, where basically if you failed your willpower, you'd take minus 10 to all strenuous tasks for 4 rounds. Basically.
Chaos!
So, I think that was my third round with it?
Yes. So, like, next round, basically, you'll get rid of it, essentially.
As long as you don't get hit again.
Yeah. What were you going to say about chaos?
I was just yelling chaos.
All right.
Chaos! Chaos!
So yeah, you've probably fought things similar to this in Vermintide, since those rot helms are basically worshippers of Nurgle. So.
Oh yeah.
Although there's no demons in the game, which makes me sad.
I
not
do
yet,
have
anyway.
Vermintide 1, but I do not have Vermintide 2.
Well, the Chaos
2 is so much better.
The Chaos Spawn kind of technically counts as a demon, but the Chaos Spawns are unaligned. They're sort of... Basically, a Chaos Spawn is created by someone being given way too many Chaos mutations that they just can't handle it. They essentially just become a writhing mass of bullshit. Because the gods kind of decide it's funny to be like, hey, we're just going to bless this mortal that obviously can't handle our power to, like, the umpteenth degree to make, like, a big fleshy thing that kills people.
Ha ha, balloon. Sort of thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, the gods are kind of fickle in a way, and they're also very... They do some weird shit. Like, even their worshippers, they'll just, like... One of their champions, for a laugh, they'll just say, like, nah, you know what, we're not gonna listen to you, we're just gonna, like, fucking bless, like, your second in command, or just, like, the random guy who fucking, like, looks after the horses, etc., and make them their champion. Like, they like to do dickish things like that.
I mean, they are called the Chaos Gods.
Yeah, true. Just be glad I didn't make this adventure set with Slaanesh. Although, to be fair, the elf would probably have a fucking ton to say about it, because Slaanesh has a particular boner for elves.
Like in a bad way, or
In a bad way. In the way of, I'm going to murder fuck your entire race sort of way.
Ah, well, you know, murder fucking an entire race is...
That's not bad.
It's fun. I mean, to be fair, sometimes you gotta get your dick wet.
Slaanesh's rules in 40k are actually way, like, crazier. But in fantasy, weirdly enough, the Dark Elves actually worship Slaanesh, whereas in 40k, their equivalent, the Dark Eldar, actually absolutely hates Slaanesh. So, there's a difference. Or what the fuck are they called? Some stupid... the Drakari, that's it. Ugh. They're Dark Eldar to me. They'll always be Dark Eldar to me.
Also, I have, like, sub 10 minutes left before I, like, absolutely have to go.
Okay.
Because I've got... I was supposed to leave 15 minutes ago, but
Alright, well, I hate to do this, but just for Malira's sake, when everyone's back, I'm going to bullshit this, alright? Just because, like, it's been running for way too long. So, I apologize about this. However, reality dissolves around you. End of combat. You're in a wizard's room. And the wizard says, "Thank you for cooperating. We have analyzed your data, and hopefully we'll use this to train our troops better."
you know, one of these days I'm going to ask for pay for this.
He nods and says, like, "Well, you better have everyone in your party next time."
That's fair.
It's the end of session.
Sweet, good game, guys.
Yeah, thanks for playing. Sorry I had to kind of end it abruptly, but I didn't want Miller missing his thing.
That's fine. I just got a message that someone I need to run somewhere anyway. Someone got injured.
Yeah, but at least this gives me some ideas as to how long these sessions go, because like now I can like try and tailor make the campaign to like maybe streamline it a bit, hopefully. But
well, the thing with like normal sessions though is like we can end in mid combat phase just because because we can just pick it up from there. Whereas these are like one shot, so I have to try and fit everything in like a small amount of time.
So basically, we all died, right?
No, it was a simulation.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so the wizards basically created like this scenario to hone your combat skills because they're gathering data from you. You're actually in Nuln, which is like the city where the Arcane University lies, I believe.
That's badass, man.
Yeah.
Alright.
This was the same fucking explanation I used the first time I did this as well, so I was like, okay.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm like...
Yeah.
That works for me. No,
it's all a simulation cop-out.
You know what?
Well, it was all a dream bullshit.
Yeah. So, I'm glad that you guys enjoyed this. I mean, I'm hoping that, like, it shows you how, like, good at improv I am, since, again, I've bullshitted this entire line. You know, I got inspired...
I would never thought you were bullshit your way through this.
Yeah, like, I literally have been making this up this entire time. Like, you saw the pauses, that was me, like, either trying to think or, like, doing some rolls, like, at the back end, just so I could stat things. I've been like working hard this entire time, and honestly, like what helped is that what inspired me to do this is I had a nightmare yesterday, and I just based it off my nightmare.
Really?
Yeah, really.
That's fucking great. Yeah, I love that.
Like the whole dilapidated building thing, it's like that was kind of like in my nightmare, and I sort of like went inside, and these like zombie type things like started charging at me. So.
Dude, I had fun with this. Yeah, this was great. Yeah, and the stream liked it too. I mean,
well,
people. Also, I got my first Twitch subscriber. So yeah, there we go.
Anyway, yeah, well, I'm glad everyone enjoyed it. It's like, I know, like, I keep saying, like, oh, I need validation, but, like, I want good feedback so that I can, like, improve. Because this is, like, my first time.
No, you did good. Yeah, you did good, man.
Yeah.
So,
alright.
We'll need more data before we can figure out the rest.
Indeed. But I must go. Have a good one, everybody.
Good game.
GG!
Bye-bye.
Alright, cool. So, yeah, besides that, I'm pretty much just going to eat sausage casserole, and I don't know.
Have fun. I'll try to catch you a little bit later. I gotta either go to the hospital or hop on another stream later with Argmar, so I haven't figured it out yet. So
I think go to hospital. Hospital is important.
Yeah, well, it's for someone else, but you know,
Oh, all
we'll
right.
see. Yeah, not me. No, someone else got metal in their eye. Yeah.
Okay.
This is my life now, guys. This is my life. All right, ending the stream, and I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out.